Chapter 992, Heavenly Rune Inheritance. Chapter 992, Heavenly Rune Inheritance. Although Hong Mengshu, Shui Tianzi, and Zi Qingsheng have broken through, they are still cultivating together. While they are worrying about Qin Yun, Yi Yaoshua's body suddenly rushed out of red energy mist. There are many runes on the red mist. They are indeed heavenly runes. Hong Mengshu said in low voice. These two freaks, when they break through, the movement is so dreadful. Moreover, they need to absorb a lot of energy to break through. Qin Yun's body is unceasingly emitting black energy. He is also feeling a trace of pain. He always thought that his body is very strong, but now he discovered that the power of Nether Sun is far beyond his imagination. Even his immortal devil body is feeling stinging pain from the energy inside the Nether Sun. Xiao Yun, it seems like Nether Sun is undergoing some kind of change. Ling Yuner said, What kind of change? Qin Yun feels that something is wrong. It seems like something is being nurtured inside the Nether Sun. Ling Yuner suddenly cried out in alarm. I don't know what it is, but it is definitely not simple. It has just been born. What kind of thing is it? Qin Yun is filled with curiosity in his heart. I don't know, Ling Yuner said. In any case, there is no harm to you. Wait until you grow up. Maybe you will know what it is. Nether Sun has become bigger. Although it contains incomparably formidable power, Qin Yun can only use a small part of it. Most of the energy is controlled by Ling Yuner. For example, devouring and gravity energy are controlled by her. Qin Yun and Ling Yuner are telepathically connected. He only needs to give Ling Yuner a thought, and she can immediately release the energy. The reason why Ling Yuner is controlling it is to be safe. Because when Qin Yun goes crazy, he will lose all reason. If he acts recklessly, he will be devoured by the Nether Sun. With Ling Yuner here, she can guarantee that the Nether Sun will not devour its master. Qin Yun has finally become Martial Emperor. His strength has more than doubled. Martial Emperor realm is divided into initial stage, mid-stage, late stage, and peak stage. He slowly suppressed the energy released after breaking through and finally calmed down the Nether Sun. However, after calming down, the Nether Sun is still absorbing the red energy. There are many fine runes inside the red energy. It is precisely Yi Yaoshua's heavenly rune power. Qin Yun opened his eyes and saw Yi Yaoshua's eyes are flickering with intense red light. Her body is wrapped in red light. Her clothes have already been torn apart by the energy released from her body. Her long hair is fluttering wildly, overflowing with true red light. It is indeed Devil Woman Yi. Qin Yun looked at Yaoshua in shock. The energy Yi Yaoshua is releasing now is very manic. Luckily, Qin Yun and Zi Qingsheng are helping her absorb it. Otherwise, the energy would just randomly gush out and be wasted. Qin Yun also discovered that when he broke through during fuse cultivation, the energy within his body would be very stable. It was the same for him just now. Yun is Xiao is Yun's rune, and Rune Yun's Qi Tian Yu's, and Spirit and Tian Yu is Yun's. Yi also has Tian's through while ago. Yi Yu's is Yun's, Tian Spirit is Tian, Long Heavenly Rune Spirit is. Yi Yaoshua is holding Zi Qingsheng and Shui Tianzi's hands. Now, they don't know why, but their bodies are also emitting red light. The red light released from Yi Yaoshua's body has entered their bodies. Then Hong Mengzhu is also wrapped up by Yi Yaoshua's strange red light. What about me? Why is the red light not wrapping around me? They're looking down on me too much. Qin Yun is very unhappy in his heart. He is holding hands with Hong Mengzhu and Zi Qingsheng. Their bodies are wrapped up in red light, and they are also quietly cultivating. Qin Yun is very much looking forward to seeing the red light containing heavenly rune. But it only flowed through his body. It did not even stay inside his body. What the hell? Could it be that Devil Woman Yi is unhappy with me and did not give me a share? Qin Yun is very doubtful. Not long after, Zi Qingsheng, Shui Tianzi, and Hong Mengzhu also became the same as Yi Yaoshua. Their bodies overflowed with tyrannical red light, and their clothes were torn to shreds. A red flame, Great Peng, appeared behind Zi Qingsheng. A dragon flickering with red light appeared behind Shui Tianzi. A ball of lightning appeared above Hong Mengzhu. Qin Yun is very alarmed and apprehensive looking at this scene. Their martial spirits unexpectedly appeared just like that. Moreover, they have evolved. I carved totems inside their martial spirits, but now they are gone. Qin Yun is very apprehensive. Could it be that they've been transformed by heavenly rune martial spirits? Indeed, their martial spirits now have the characteristics of heavenly rune. Ling Yuner is also very amazed. Your martial spirit is Nether Sun martial spirit. Now it has transformed into Nether Sun. It is a very high-level martial spirit, so heavenly rune is unable to transform your martial spirit. What exactly is Devil Woman Ye's heavenly rune martial spirit? It actually has this kind of ability. Qin Yun is even more curious. I originally thought that her heavenly rune's power can make people's energy stronger, but now it seems like it can also make other people's martial spirits evolve. Ling Yuner said, "It is not assimilation. Rather it is a kind of bestowment. Apparently, it is bestowing heavenly rune on them. In short, it is very beneficial to them." Qin Yun can only continue cultivating with the four women. There is nothing else for him to do now. Instead, he is the first one to finish cultivating. 3 days later, the martial spirits on the heads of Zi Qingsheng and the others returned to their bodies. Yi Yaoxue has also finally broken through. From her aura, it can be clearly sensed that she is at least twice as strong as before. The red light on their bodies gradually disappeared, and their aura also stabilized. What is embarrassing is that in that kind of situation, just now, their clothes were torn to shreds, so Qin Yun saw some things that he shouldn't have seen. But he only took a glance and then immediately closed his eyes. He is constantly chanting, "I am a good person," in his heart. Didn't Yi Yaoxue have a very awesome underwear? Where did it go? Qin Yun is very suspicious in his heart. Qin Yun closed his eyes and pretended that nothing is happening. The first one to wake up is Yi Yaoxue. Seeing this embarrassing situation, she screamed in fright. Qin Yun thought that something has happened and promptly opened his eyes. Yi Yaoxue saw Qin Yun open his eyes and anxiously screamed again. Shoo! Zi Qingsheng and Shui Tianzi also opened their eyes. Qin Yun just opened his eyes. He immediately closed them again and pretended that nothing is happening. He asked, "Senior sister, what happened? My eyes hurt. I can't open them." Yi Yaoxue hastily took out a gown and put on. Zi Qingsheng and the others also hastily put on their gown. Hong Mengzhu, Zi Qingsheng, and Yi Yaoxue's faces are completely red. Only Shui Tianzi's face is filled with charming smile. After a while, Shui Tianzi said with smile, "Little brother Yun, it's all right. Did you really not see anything just now? That is truly a pity." Qin Yun's expression is indifferent as he said, "I really did not see anything." Yi Yaoxue is somewhat angry, but she cannot blame Qin Yun because this has nothing to do with him. "Congratulations, senior sister. You have finally broken through and entered late-stage martial emperor realm." Qin Yun promptly said with chuckle, acting as if nothing happened just now. "Many thanks." Yi Yaoxue did not mention the matter just now. Her expression is very natural with smile. She is very clear that if it was not for Qin Yun's help, she doesn't know when she would have been able to break through. Qin Yun walked to the center of the formation, took out 2 high-quality Regent Origin Stones, and said with smile, "There are still 2 left." Hong Mengzhu doubtfully said, "My martial spirit seems to have some change. I don't know the reason. My martial spirit is the same." Zi Qingsheng and Shui Tianzi said, "Your martial spirits have been affected by my martial spirit, so they have changed." Yi Yaoxue seems to know what is going on. She looked at Qin Yun and asked, "What about your martial spirit? Has it been affected?" Qin Yun shook his head. "Not at all. Maybe it is because I am a man." "Very good. I feel that my power has become a lot stronger." Shui Tianzi condensed a red flame on her palm. This energy aura is indeed very dreadful. It is somewhat similar to Yi Yaoxue's. "Thank you, Yaoxue." Shui Tianzi charmingly smiled, then walked over and kissed Yaoshua's jade-like face. Then she walked over Qin Yun's side, kissed his handsome face, and said with smile, "Thank you, my little brother Yun." Yaoshua looked at the two remaining Regent Origin stones and exclaimed in admiration, "I did not expect my consumption to be so great." It must be known that many of Qin Yun's Regent Origin stones are high quality. After cultivating together, the energy inside them increased by several times, allowing her to break through. Otherwise, if she cultivated alone, she would have needed a lot of Regent Origin stones. Naturally, she is also very shocked by Qin Yun's potential, because Qin Yun has just entered Martial Emperor realm from Martial King, yet he is using the same amount of resources as her. If he can break through again in the future, it will be very dreadful. Big Sister Yi, with your current strength, can you defeat Fang Zhijin? Hong Mengshu curiously asked. It should be no problem. Yi Yaoshua laughed. She is very confident in her own strength. Then I will go back first. I want to see if Xiao Tian has come out of seclusion or not. She is also cultivating in seclusion. Hong Mengshu charmingly smiled and said, she also wants to leave quickly because it is very awkward to stay here. I'm also leaving. I will go back and change my clothes. Yi Yaoshua tightly wrapped her gown and hastily left the secret room. Hong Mengshu left with Yi Yaoshua. She also wants to wear her clothes. After they left, Shui Tianzi charmingly smiled and said, "Little brother Yun, did you see anything just now? If you did not see anything, Big Sister will let you see to your heart's content." Qin Yun said with firm expression, "I really did not see anything." Shui Tianzi charmingly smiled and said, "Quickly tell me, whose is bigger?" Qin Yun curled his lips and said, "They're not as big as my chest muscles. No wonder you like to touch my chest muscles so much. Water evil spirit, let's go." Zi Qingqing's jade-like face became red as she pulled Qin Yun into the Nine Sun Divine Soul. Qin Yun closed his eyes and sent his mental power into the fourth pearl of the Nine Sun Divine Soul. Unexpectedly, there is a bit of reaction. Chapter 993. Astrologer Disappears. Chapter 993. Astrologer Disappears. Qin Yun is filled with joy as he left the secret room and arrived at the first floor. Granny Star walked over and said, "Xiao Yun, City Master Morong personally came to visit you twice. Because you were cultivating, he did not disturb you. He said that if you come out of seclusion, you should immediately go find him. He has urgent matter to discuss with you." Qin Yun nodded his head and left Star traveling pagoda for Murong Manor. Murong Manor is very lively because City Master Murong has the mysterious penetration Dao Talisman. City Master Murong can use mysterious penetration Dao Talisman to easily help others take out Regent Origin stones from Ghost Beast Emperor Essence stones. It must be known that there are many formidable half-immortals hunting Ghost Beast Emperors these past few days. They're doing this to help younger generation gather resources. Naturally, some martial emperors also died inside, but for resources, many people are willing to take the risk. Qin Yun arrived at Murong Manor and entered from the back door. He used a jade card to directly go to City Master Murong's residence. City Master Murong is entertaining guests outside. He learned that Qin Yun has arrived and immediately rushed back. "Brother Yun, you finally came out of seclusion. This is great," City Master Morong said with smile. "I've already gathered 10 best quality Regent Origin stones. Old Feitian has also gathered them." "All right," Qin Yun nodded and said with smile. "Oh, that's right. I heard that Ordinary Realm people have arrived. You are from Ordinary Realm. You should be very concerned about this matter, right?" City Master Morong said. "How many people have arrived? What kind of people are they?" Qin Yun hastily asked. "Brother, you want to inquire? There will be news very soon," City Master Morong said with smile. "I heard those people are rushing towards Dragon Sect." Qin Yun became very excited after hearing this and asked, "Roughly when will brother you return?" "Wait a moment, I will ask." City Master Morong took out a sound transmission magic tool and contacted Ing Qingyu. After a while, City Master Morong said, "Brother, you said that those people are on the way to Ordinary Realm in Xian Domain. Brother Yu is rushing over." "Brother Yin, do you know those people?" Qin Yin shook his head and said, I am not sure whether or not they are people I know. I can only rely on brother's information. City Master Morong took out 3 best quality Regent Origin Stones, handed them over to Qin Yin, and said with smile, Brother Yin, do you have a 9 condensation Dao talisman? I want another one. Yes. Qin Yin took out a 9 condensation Dao talisman and handed it over. City Master Morong very happily said, My junior will become Martial Emperor very soon. Many thanks, Brother Yin. Qin Yin laughed. You are welcome. I will go find old Fei Tian. Before leaving, he gave City Master Morong 10 mysterious penetration Dao talismans and left for old Fei Tian's Tian family manor. Old Fei Tian gave Qin Yin 10 best quality Regent Origin Stones and 3 best quality Regent Origin Stones to exchange for a 9 condensation Dao talisman. Qin Yin only went out once and obtained 26 best quality Regent Origin Stones. What caused him to be surprised is that Regent Stone mothers also produced Regent Origin Stones, but their quality is rather low. He will need to wait for a period of time to produce high-quality Regent Origin Stones. These days, the Regent Stone mother has been absorbing energy from 2 immortal origins to condense Regent Origin Stones. Qin Yin left Old Fei Tian's residence and returned to Star Traveling Pagoda. The ordinary realm's Jian family wants to join forces with many sects to enter the Xian domain. After entering the mysterious domain, their target was the Dragon sect. It must be known that the Dragon sect wanted to suppress the Jian family, but failed and even angered the Jian family. Now, the Jian family has come to the Xian domain to settle the debt with the Dragon sect. Just as Qin Yin returned to Star Traveling Pagoda, he saw Hong Mengshu sitting in the first floor's hall. Seeing Qin Yin return, Hong Mengshu hastily got up and walked over. Her expression is filled with anxiety. Mengshu, what happened? Qin Yin asked. Xiao Tian and the others have disappeared. After I returned to Ancient Star Pagoda, I found out that nearly 100 people of Ancient Star Pagoda have mysteriously disappeared. Later, I asked an elder, and he said that those 100 people have been sent out to gain experience. Where they sent out to? Ancient Star Pagoda's people are not battle type. Why would they go out? Qin Yin said with frown. Then what about Yin Yin and Sister Kong? Are they in Ancient Star Pagoda? They're also not here. There are more than 100 people in Ancient Star Pagoda. Half of them are youngsters, the other half are old people. There are even martial emperors and half immortals. This matter is not so simple. There are many very old people who normally don't go out, and now they are not in the pagoda. Hong Mengshu said, Originally Qin Yin wanted to find you Shutian to ask about the progress, but now this kind of thing has happened. He walked back and forth a few steps and asked, Did you send sound transmission to Xiao Tian? Hong Mengshu nodded and said, I did, but she did not respond. Qin Yin took out a spirit-chasing talisman. It contains Yushu Tian's aura and soul power. It can track her whereabouts. However, the talisman has lost its effect. Qin Yin's expression immediately became grave. He realized that this matter is not so simple. Unable to track Xiao Tian, it means that she is in an environment isolated by space power. Qin Yin tightly pinched the talisman and asked, Can you see the Pagoda Master of Ancient Star Pagoda? Pagoda Master brought people to investigate the situation of the ghost beasts. Great Elder is in charge of the pagoda. Great Elder also said that they have gone out to gain experience. He did not tell me the specific situation. I feel that they are deliberately hiding something. Hong Mengshu anxiously walked back and forth. At this time, Granny Star arrived. Qin Yin told Hong Mengshu to report the matter to Granny Star. After Granny Star heard, she said, Ancient Star Pagoda's Great Elder is not reliable. He is colluding with First Pagoda. I will immediately take a trip to Ancient Star Pagoda. I know many elders of Ancient Star Pagoda. Qin Yin is worried that Hong Mengshu will also suffer a calamity, so he did not let her go back. Qin Yin and Hong Mengshu waited for a few hours, and Granny Star finally returned. Ancient Star Pagoda has changed, Granny Star said as soon as she returned. Granny Star, what exactly happened to Ancient Star Pagoda? Hong Mengshu very anxiously asked. I also don't know. Those guys are clearly hiding something. At least 500 people have disappeared from the pagoda. Most of them are elites who study stars. Granny Star also feels that the matter is very strange. Those guys usually never go out. At most, they only look at the starry sky from the top of the pagoda. Qin suddenly thought of something. Studying stars is most likely related to ancient domain, because ancient domain is located in the starry sky. Now a group of people suddenly disappeared. It is very clear that they were taken away by someone. What do the elders of ancient star pagodas say? Qin asked. All the people I know from ancient star pagoda have disappeared. Even sound transmission magic tool cannot contact them. Granny Star cursed in low voice. What are those guys from ancient star pagoda doing? First pagoda's Yang Chongtian must know something, Qin said with narrowed eyes. Even if Yang Chongtian knows, he won't tell us. Granny Star also feels that the matter is very serious. Qin must find Yushutian because she is the key to entering ancient domain. I will go to ancient star pagoda at once, Qin said. I will go with you. Granny Star hastily followed after him. Just as they were about to go out, they saw an old man walking in. This old man is from ancient star pagoda. Granny Star is somewhat amazed and said, Old Zhao, why have you come? Old Zhao's expression is filled with sorrow as he said with sigh. Our ancient star pagoda's pagoda master was killed by ghost beast overlord. Our ancient star pagoda wants to gather all pagoda masters to discuss how to deal with ghost beast overlord. Tomorrow morning, we will gather at ancient star pagoda. I know, our star-traveling pagoda's pagoda master will surely go. Granny Star let out a long sigh and said, My condolences. Old Zhao nodded and then left. Qin and Granny Star looked at each other. Apparently, they both thought of something. Ancient Star Pagoda's pagoda master was not killed by ghost beast overlord. Qin said, I also think so, Granny Star said with frown. Ancient Star Pagoda has several hundred people suddenly disappeared, and the pagoda master who went out unexpectedly died. This is not a coincidence. What exactly happened to Ancient Star Pagoda? Hong Mengshu is very worried. Xiao Tian must be all right. We will go to Ancient Star Pagoda tomorrow. Granny Star, you should come with me, Qin said. Late at night, Qin and Granny Star left for Ancient Star Pagoda. Ancient Star Pagoda is very tall and very big. Moreover, it looks very ancient. It is also a huge pagoda. After Granny Star arrived, she brought Qin inside the pagoda, and then they arrived at a bright and spacious lobby. There are many tables and chairs inside the lobby. Qin and Granny Star arrived the earliest. There are only the two of them here. After daybreak, more and more people arrived. All of them are pagoda masters and elders. All of them are half-immortals. Not long after, Qin saw Yang Chongtian and Zhang Rong. These two guys suffered disastrous losses before, but now they are beaming with joy. Their complexion is very good. It seems like they're in a very good mood. Seeing Yang Chongtian and Zhang Rong arrive, many pagoda masters promptly left their seats and walked over, striving to be the first to greet them. Only a few people are sitting motionlessly on their chairs. Among them are two old men from Divine Sword Pagoda. This old man is tall and thin. They look exactly the same. They are Divine Sword Pagoda's pagoda master and elder. They are twin brothers. Their strength is very dreadful. It is said that they are one of the best sixth tribulation half-immortals in 100 Pagoda sect. These two old men have very cold and arrogant appearance. Even if someone wanted to greet them, they completely ignored them and just sat there with cold expression. After Yang Chongtian arrived, he found out that Qin is here. He looked at Qin and said with sneer, Granny Star, how can you let this little demon come to this kind of meeting? Quickly send him out so that he doesn't talk nonsense here. Everyone knows that Qin and Yang Chongtian have a big grudge, especially the matter of Ghost Beast Emperor Essence Stone. If not for the fact that these pagoda masters don't want to offend Yang Chongtian, they would have gone to find Qin to ask for mysterious penetration Dao Talisman. Zhang Rong said with sneer, apart from Qin, everyone here is a half-immortal. What is the point of him coming here? Moreover, the matter we are discussing is top secret. This guy Qin's origin is unknown. Moreover, he is using a fake name. People are not at ease. Qin Yin immediately stood up and shouted in cold voice, Yang Chong Tian, Zhang Rong, you two mangy dogs, you even swindled your own disciples, and now you still have the face to talk about me. Chapter 994. Flame Sun, Heavenly Mountain. All the pagoda masters here knew very well that Qin Yin had put in a lot of effort in dealing with Dragon Sect. It can be said that 100 Pagoda Sect turned the tide and obtained resources for the next 10 years. Otherwise, they would have had a very difficult time in the next 10 years. Everyone knows about Qin Yin's contribution to 100 Pagoda Sect, but everyone is even more afraid of First Pagoda. Because First Pagoda possesses formidable strength, they would rather offend Qin Yin than offend First Pagoda. Offending Qin Yin wouldn't have any consequences, but if they offended the First Pagoda, the consequences would be dire. In 100 Pagoda Sect, strength is very important. First Pagoda is the strongest pagoda in 100 Pagoda Sect. It controls great amount of resources. There are many formidable half-immortals and martial emperors inside. Nobody wants to provoke First Pagoda. And Star Traveling Pagoda only has one half-immortal, Granny Star. Although Qin Yin is a very awesome venerable inscription master, after careful consideration, he still chose to stand on First Pagoda's side. Most tower masters, on the other hand, did not want to offend either side. This conference is very important to our 100 Pagoda Sect. Unrelated people should leave. An old man said, this is the Pagoda Master of Precious Dragon Pagoda. This meeting will discuss the deployment of our 100 Pagoda Sect's forces to prepare to attack the Ghost Beast Overlord. This is a secret. If news of this were to leak out and our enemies find out, it would be bad. Wind Riding Pagoda's Pagoda Master looked at Qin Yin with sneer. And this venerable master doesn't seem like someone who can keep his mouth shut. What great grandmaster! It's just that I've mastered some of the more obscure runes. An old man with a gloomy expression said to Qin Yin disdainfully, hurry up and leave the conference hall. We have to prepare for the meeting. Don't waste time. Soon after, more than 20 elders spoke out one after another. All of them wanted Qin Yin to leave the venue. Yang Chongtian laughed loudly and said, Qin Yin, did you hear? There are many people here who do not welcome you. Quickly leave. A fellow like you, no matter how I look at it, is very treacherous. Treacherous? You're talking about yourself. Qin Yin coldly looked at that group of people. He doesn't have the slightest intention of going out. Cut the crap. If you don't go out, we'll take action. Zhang Rong rebuked angrily. Don't let us elders take action, lest others say that we're bullying the younger generation. Qin Yin looked at other pagoda masters and said, there are 99 pagoda masters here, but only 20 or so want me to go out. Other pagoda masters still haven't expressed their stance. Zhang Rong snorted. That's right. Let's have everyone declare their positions now. Pagoda masters who support Qin Yin's departure, raise your hands. Yang Chongtian immediately raised his hand, followed by more than 20 pagoda masters. Granny Star said with smile, only 20 plus of you want him to leave. Yang Chongtian said with sneer, those who support Qin Yin staying, raise your hands. No one raised their hands. Divine Sword Pagoda's pagoda master suddenly raised his hand. He wasn't afraid of the first pagoda and originally didn't want to bother with these trifling matters. But after thinking about it, he decided to let Qin Yin stay. When Qin Yin saw that only one person raised his hand, he immediately felt an indescribable anger in his heart. That was because the other pagoda masters all spoke based on their strength. Qin Yin, did you see that? Not many people support you staying, but more than 20 pagoda masters support you leaving. So you should just leave by yourself. Yang Chongtian proudly said with smile. Qin Yin raised his hand and said, I also support me staying. Zhang Rong said with sneer, who do you think you are? Is there any use in supporting yourself? Qin Yin took out his pagoda master command and said in loud voice, I am the pagoda master of Star Traveling Pagoda. If you don't want me to stay, I will leave right now. From now on, my Star Traveling Pagoda will not participate in any meeting of 100 Pagoda Sect. After the pagoda masters in the lobby recovered from their shock, they all let out a low cry and looked at the Pagoda Master command in Qin Yun's hand. That is indeed the Pagoda Master command. Moreover, since it is in Qin Yun's hand, it means that Qin Yun is the Pagoda Master of Star-Traveling Pagoda. Yang Chongtian furiously glared at Granny Star and loudly shouted, "Granny Star, how can you hand over the position of Pagoda Master to this youngster? You are treating this matter like child's play." Granny Star said, "He repaired the Star Origin Great Formation. I handed over the position to him. This is also fulfilling my promise from back then." Everyone's expression changed one after another. Star-Traveling Pagoda's dreadful Star Origin Great Formation has actually been repaired. Even the cold eyes of the Divine Sword Pagoda's Pagoda Master flickered with a trace of surprise. "We are leaving," Qin Yun said to Granny Star. "From now on, we will not care about 100 Pagoda Sect's trivial matters." Qin Yun groaned, then walked towards the gate with Granny Star. Just as he was about to leave, the Pagoda Master of the Divine Sword Pagoda said coldly, "Not a single pagoda can be missing. Since you are the Pagoda Master, you should stay. When 100 Pagoda Sect is facing outside enemies, we must unite. But now we are facing the threat of ghost beasts. We must unite and fight against them." Yang Chongtian groaned and said, "Then stay behind." A little demon actually became a Pagoda Master. He is truly dragging down the status of all the Pagoda Masters of 100 Pagoda Sect. The other tower leaders agreed with the suggestion too. Qin Yun said with sneer, "Pagoda Master's level has already been dragged down by you, Yang Chongtian. Now who doesn't know how many First Pagoda disciples you swindled because of the Ghost Beast Emperor Essence Stone? Everyone only respects you on the surface, but they secretly scolded your entire family countless times." "You shut your mouth," Yang Chongtian burst out shouting. Because of this, Yang Chongtian has been suppressing his belly full of anger for a long time. Now everyone doesn't sell Ghost Beast Emperor Essence Stones anymore, because everyone knows that they are Region Origin Stones. Did I hit a sore spot? Qin Yun sat down and laughed. Now everyone knows that 100 Pagoda Sect Master is black-hearted, causing our entire 100 Pagoda Sect to be affected. Yet you still have the nerve to criticize me. Because 100 Pagoda Sect has 100 Pagoda Masters, the Sect Master's authority is not very great. He can't restrict other Pagoda Masters. Everyone is here. Let's sit down and start the meeting. Divine Sword Pagoda's Pagoda Master impatiently said. After Qin Yun sat down, he saw Yang Chongtian's gaze filled with killing intent. Qin Yun also responded with the same expression. Yang Chongtian is a Grand Sect Master, a sixth tribulation half-immortal, but now he has been insulted by a little demon to this extent. He feels that his face has been tarnished, but he can do nothing about it. Although Qin Yun is weak, he is still a Pagoda Master. If he kills the Pagoda Master, his days will come to an end. Everyone stand up. We will mourn the death of Ancient Star Pagoda's Pagoda Master. An old man yelled. He is the supreme elder of 100 Pagoda Sect. He is from Divine Sword Pagoda. Everyone stood up. After mourning for a while, they sat down again. First, Ancient Star Pagoda elected a new Pagoda Master. This new Pagoda Master is the great elder of Ancient Star Pagoda. He is a small and thin old man. After confirming the new Pagoda Master of Ancient Star Pagoda, the meeting began. First, the top 10 Pagoda Masters reported the situation of the ghost beasts they investigated. This will allow the Pagoda Masters of each Pagoda to know more about the ghost beasts. After Qin Yun heard this, he is secretly amazed. He thought that the reason why the Ghost Beast Remote Lake became like this was because of him. But now he knows that there was a big crack at the bottom of the Ghost Beast Remote Lake. It would have opened sooner or later. But now he has opened it ahead of time. Ghost Beast Overlord came out many years ago and was forced to retreat by the joint efforts of 100 Pagoda Sect's experts. Ghost Beast Overlord brought a large group of ghost beasts back to their space through the crack at the bottom of the Ghost Beast Remote Lake. Now that Ghost Beast Overlord has come out, it wants to take revenge. After discussing the information, Yang Chongtian said, Everyone, I am very sorry. According to my understanding of 100 Pagoda Sect's overall strength, we are unable to deal with Ghost Beast Overlord who has become stronger. Yang Chongtian's words caused many pagoda masters to become terrified and started discussing one after another. Quiet. Yang Chongtian yelled. Your first pagoda gets 20% of 100 pagoda sects' total resources every year, yet you are so weak. Do you want to retreat now? Divine Sword Pagoda's pagoda master vigorously slammed the table and furiously said, You bunch of freeloaders! First Pagoda has occupied so many resources. This matter has caused many pagoda masters to be very dissatisfied. But they only dare to be angry but don't dare to say anything. After all, First Pagoda is very strong. It is not that I am weak. It is that Ghost Beast Overlord has become too strong these past few years. If we disregard the consequences and attack Ghost Beast Overlord, our 100 Pagoda Sect's foundation will be shaken. At that time, Dragon Sect will take this opportunity to attack, and we will die for sure. Yang Chongtian's face turned red as he refuted. Moreover, our first pagoda never said we would give up. Then tell us, how do we deal with Ghost Beast Overlord now? That Divine Sword Pagoda's Supreme Elder said. Our 100 Pagoda Sect's Great Formation will surely block Ghost Beast Overlord's attack. Ghost Beast Overlord is gathering an army of 10 million Ghost Beasts. Even if they attack us, we will be fine. Yang Chongtian said. Aren't you talking bullshit? Don't tell me our 100 Pagoda Sect will just sit and wait for death. Divine Sword Pagoda's Pagoda Master is somewhat angry. He vigorously slammed the table again and furiously said, If we are trapped inside 100 Pagoda Sect, what about our 100 Pagoda region? 100 Pagoda region is very vast. It is filled with rich resources. If we are trapped inside 100 Pagoda Sect, won't Dragon Sect benefit? Dragon Gate region and 100 Pagoda region are two very large continents. The location of the two regions has always been disputed. That place has the most resources, so there have been many disputes over it for many years. Yang Chongtian said, What I mean is we can temporarily hide inside the Great Formation. Then we can ask people to help us repel Ghost Beast Overlord. I have already contacted people, but when the time comes, everyone will have to contribute a portion of resources as compensation. Who will help us? Wind Riding Pagoda's Pagoda Master asked. Transcending Xianxi region's Flame Sun Heavenly Mountain, that is one of the ancient 9 Sun sects. They are now inside my first pagoda. Yang Chongtian spoke up to hear and looked at the new pagoda master of Ancient Star Pagoda. Ancient Star Pagoda's new pagoda master is the one who concealed Yu Shutian's whereabouts. Chapter 995. Shen Beijian Xinyan was secretly glad that he had stayed behind for the meeting. If not, he would not have any clues at all. Most of the pagoda masters here were overjoyed. Having the support of 9 Sun sect was a good thing. As expected of the sect leader, he finally made contact with the 9 Sun sect. In the past, the Dragon sect was able to survive until now because they had the support of the 9 Sun sect. Sect Master, you have this kind of ability. You are truly worthy of being the sect master of 100 Pagoda Sect. Quickly bring us to see Flame, Sun, Heavenly Mountains people. Back in the day, our 100 Pagoda Sect and Flame, Sun, Heavenly Mountain had some relationship. They would surely protect us. Sect Master, how strong are the Flame, Sun, Heavenly Mountains people? After being praised by all the Pagoda Masters, Yang Chongtian's face became filled with proud smile as he said, Flame, Sun, Heavenly Mountains people are very strong. We are all 6 tribulation half-immortals, but they might be twice as strong as us. This immediately caused many elders to cry out in alarm. Many half-immortals found it hard to believe that the difference in strength was actually so huge. Yang Chongtian took out a sound transmission magic tool and said with smile, I will immediately invite friend from Flame, Sun, Heavenly Mountain to discuss how to deal with Ghost Beast Overlord. After discussing the remuneration, they will inform the transcending Xianxi region to send people over. Yang Chongtian said, Everyone, Flame, Sun, Heavenly Mountain's appetite is very big. Not only do they want region origin stones, they also want many other things. We must satisfy them. Divine Sword Pagoda's Pagoda Master said in a very bad mood. If they want my life, should I give it to them? Humph, your first pagoda has so many resources, yet it has developed to this state. When faced with a strong enemy, he was powerless to resist and had to rely on outsiders. If you want to pay, it should be your first pagoda. Many people want to loudly support Divine Sword Pagoda's pagoda master, but they only think about it. Otherwise, they will offend Yang Chongtian. Yang Chongtian is very angry. He loudly said, "How many times have I said it? It is the ghost beast overlord that has become stronger. It is not our first pagoda that has not developed. This has nothing to do with the amount of resources we have. Our first pagoda is still very strong. Yang Chongtian, how about we compete? Your first pagoda has 5 times more resources than our Divine Sword Pagoda, but our pagoda master, pagoda beast, and chief disciple are not much different from yours. If we compare the strength of the entire pagoda, our Divine Sword Pagoda is not the slightest bit inferior." Divine Sword Pagoda's pagoda master stood up and said arrogantly, "What time is it now? You still want to compete? Wait until the ghost beast overlord is forced to retreat. My first pagoda will accompany you anytime." Yang Chongtian shouted in a stern voice. "Shin Beijian, calm down." Qin Yun sneered in his heart. First pagoda is clearly terrified. Shin Beijian laughed heartily and said, "Yang Chongtian, you are afraid. Just admit that the first pagoda is weak. In any case, my Divine Sword Pagoda would rather separate from 100 Pagoda sect than give resources to Flame Sun Heavenly Mountain." Qin Yun said, "Our Star Traveling Pagoda also won't give it to you. Our Star Traveling Pagoda is so poor that it's like jingling dang. It's only now that it's starting to improve." Zhang Rong said coldly, "Qin Yun, who doesn't know that you are overflowing with wealth? You are actually shouting that you are poor. Who are you trying to fool?" "I am sorry. I am overflowing with wealth. What does it have to do with you?" Qin Yun said, "I spent a great amount of wealth to make Star Traveling Pagoda look good. I now owe Old Feitian and City Master Morong a great debt. Everyone knows that Star Traveling Pagoda's disciples who are about to die of old age have become lively and vigorous. They must have been nourished by a great amount of resources." Nobody doubts his words. Yang Chongtian said, "Even if your Star Traveling Pagoda comes out, you won't be able to come out with anything. I also never expected you to come out with anything. All right, your Star Traveling Pagoda doesn't have to come out with anything." Qin Yun said, "You must remember, 100 Pagoda sect being able to obtain Dragon Sect's resources for next 10 years is all thanks to my efforts. Now that you want to force back the Ghost Beast Overlord, don't even think about asking my Star Traveling Pagoda to come out with any resources. Moreover, your first pagoda still owes me a portion of resources." Shin Beijian said, "Then it's settled. It's your business to discuss the compensation. I won't participate." Other pagodas people also want to withdraw, but they don't have the confidence to do so. Yang Chongtian said, "Everyone, no need to worry. As long as we kill the Ghost Beast Overlord, all the Ghost Beast Emperors inside will be ours. They're all Regent Origin Stones. Star Traveling Pagoda's Pagoda Master can easily take out the Regent Origin Stones inside. He will surely help us." "I can help you, but it won't be free of charge," Qin Yin promptly said. An old man suddenly walked in with quick steps and said in low voice, "Flame Sun Heavenly Mountain's people have arrived." Everyone heard this and stood up. Yang Chongtian hastily walked towards the large door. His face is filled with hypocritical smile. He looks like a dog looking at the people who just walked in. There are 5 people from Flame Sun Heavenly Mountain, 2 old men, 2 middle-aged men, and 1 young man. They are all wearing golden, luxurious clothes. Their clothes are emitting faint flame. There are many flame patterns embroidered on their clothes. After these people entered the large hall, it immediately became very hot. Flame Sun Heavenly Mountain's people are naturally related to flame. They only released a bit of their aura, and it already caused many half-immortals to feel great pressure. Qin Yun is extremely amazed in his heart, because the strength of Flame Sun Heavenly Mountain's people is indeed very dreadful. Those 2 old men and 2 middle-aged men are half-immortals. Both of them are 6 tribulation half-immortals. There are many 6 tribulation half-immortals here, but compared to the people from Flame Sun Heavenly Mountain, they are a lot weaker. Qin Yun has seen some formidable Sixth Tribulation half-immortals before, for example Jin family's Seven-Sword Old Ancestors. However, the aura of the Seven-Sword Old Ancestors is inferior to these two Flame Sun Heavenly Mountains people. Everyone secretly exclaimed in admiration. Nine Sun sects are truly worthy of their reputation. You want to repel the Ghost Beast Overlord? 10,000 high-quality Regent Origin Stones, and also a complete set of runes for the mysterious penetration Tao Talisman. One of the old men said, I heard that the person who made the mysterious penetration Tao Talisman is a disciple of your 100 Pagoda sect. Everyone looked at Qin Yun in unison. Yang Chongtian's expression slightly changed, but soon after, he revealed a trace of pride because this will force Qin Yun to hand over the runes. Sectmaster, you said earlier that I don't need to contribute. Qin Yun said, the situation is different now. For the sake of 100 Pagoda sect, you must contribute. Quickly hand over the runes. Yang Chongtian furiously rebuked. Then I will withdraw from 100 Pagoda sect. Qin Yun looked at the people from Flame Sun Heavenly Mountain and said in cold voice, you are the person who made the mysterious penetration Tao Talisman. The old man from Flame Sun Heavenly Mountain looked at Qin Yun and asked, indeed. Qin Yun nodded. You want my runes? No way. The old man laughed loudly and said, then I want to see how you are able to protect the runes of the mysterious penetration Tao Talisman. The old man finished speaking and rushed over in a flash. He actually wants to attack Qin Yun here. All the Pagoda Masters are extremely shocked. Boom! After Flame Sun Heavenly Mountain's old man arrived, he wanted to slap Qin Yun's face, but was suddenly sent flying by cold light. In order to block the cold light, the old man had no choice but to use his palm to block, resulting in a burst of explosion. That cold light is a sword. It is filled with incomparably formidable sword aura. It is Shun Beijian's origin sword. Qin Yun was hastily pulled away by Granny Star. Shun Beijian also arrived in front of Qin Yun and said in cold voice, Flame Sun Heavenly Mountains people are actually so despicable. A Sixth Tribulation half-immortal actually attacked a child. Flame Sun Heavenly Mountains old man's palm is actually bleeding. Shun Beijian Yu. Yang Chongtian is also extremely apprehensive because Shun Beijian actually dared to fight head-on with Flame Sun Heavenly Mountains people. That little demon is one of our 100 Pagoda sect's 100 Pagoda Masters. When 100 Pagoda sect is defending against outside enemies, we must unite together. Have you all forgotten? You are actually looking on helplessly as one of our Pagoda Masters is being beaten up. Shun Beijian's gaze is as cold as ice, filled with dense, killing intent as he looked at those Pagoda Masters. Don't forget, we were able to repel Dragon Sect and enjoy 10 years of resources because of that brat's contribution. Another old man from Divine Sword Pagoda walked over. His name is Shun Jujian. He is Shun Beijian's younger twin brother. Both of them look exactly the same. Naturally, their strength is also equally formidable. It is said that even 3 Sixth Tribulation half-immortals would find it difficult to fight against them if they join hands. This Shun Beijian sword aura is very strong, even stronger than the Seven-Sword Old Ancestors. Qin Yun said in alarm. Of course. Look, in order to condense this kind of aura, he dares to provoke Flame Sun Heavenly Mountain without any fear. Ling Yuner said, sword cultivators like them. In order to cultivate this kind of proud and aloof aura, they absolutely cannot be afraid. Shun Beijian's sword aura is becoming more and more powerful, causing the entire Ancient Star Pagoda to tremble. What is most dreadful is his battle intent and killing intent. Flame Sun Heavenly Mountains people are very strong. Even Yang Chongtian wants to curry favor with them. And Shun Beijian wants to defeat these ancient and legendary experts of a sect. This ignited the battle flame in his heart, causing him to be completely fearless. Xiao Yun, you should learn a bit. This is actually a kind of Tao. Cultivating this kind of sword Tao will allow them to easily master Tao techniques in the future. It is not without reason that sword cultivators are so formidable. Ling Yuner said, Flame Sun Heavenly Mountains, 4 half-immortals sensed the battle intent and sword aura of the two brothers and felt fear in their hearts. Does your 100 Pagoda sect want to deal with the ghost beast overlord yourselves? Flame Sun Heavenly Mountains old man said in cold voice. Shin Beijian looked at Yang Chong Tian and said, Yang Chong Tian, I will give you 2 choices. First choice, you give our Divine Sword Pagoda 10,000 high-quality region origin stones, and we will deal with the ghost beast overlord. Second choice, you roll down from First Pagoda's throne and let our Divine Sword Pagoda take over. Our Divine Sword Pagoda will unite all Pagoda and repel the ghost beast overlord. Yang Chongtian gritted his teeth and glared at Shin Beijian and Qin Yun. If this situation continues, his First Pagoda will truly roll down from its throne. Flame Sun Heavenly Mountains old man saw how strong Shin Beijian is and doesn't dare to fight head-on. He knows very well how dreadful this kind of sword cultivator is. Chapter 996. See through a plot the higher-ups of First Pagoda are secretly discussing with each other through voice transmission. They were also panicking because they knew the First Pagoda situation very well. It was because of their mismanagement that the First Pagoda's strength had regressed. Although First Pagoda's overall strength is one of the best in 100 Pagoda sect. But compared to the Divine Sword Pagoda, which did not have many resources, their First Pagoda was somewhat lacking. If there was no comparison, there would be no harm. One had to know that the Divine Sword Pagoda was lacking in resources, but it could catch up to the First Pagoda. Now, in the face of a powerful enemy, the First Pagoda didn't dare to step forward bravely. Instead, they wanted everyone to take out their resources and ask outsiders to help them. How vexing was this? If he really did that, the disciples of the other pagodas would definitely have complaints in their hearts. Flame Sun Heavenly Mountains old man also saw that the current situation is not good and said, How about this? We don't need your 10,000 region origin stones. I only want the runes of the mysterious penetration Tao talisman. Everyone looked at Qin Yun again. If Qin Yun hands over the complete set of runes, 100 Pagoda sect won't need to do anything. This was great news. Qin Yun said with sneer, I think it will be easier for you to collect more than 10,000 region origin stones from them. My runes are worth hundreds of thousands, millions of region origin stones. Do you think I would do such a thing? Yang Chongtian shouted loudly. Now our 100 Pagoda sect is facing such a crisis. Qin Yun, as the Pagoda master, you should have stepped forward bravely, but you are still thinking about your own interests. Granny Star said, Yang Chongtian, your First Pagoda swindled our star traveling pagoda before. Do you still expect us to believe you? If you want to blame someone, blame yourselves. You shook Pagoda Master's trust in 100 Pagoda sect. You mean that you want us to return the resources to you before you hand over the runes? Yang Chongtian looked at Qin Yun and Granny Star and asked with evil smile. That was a huge amount of resources. First Pagoda couldn't let it go, or else Divine Sword Pagoda would immediately catch up to them. Qin Yun said, Sect Master, if you hand over the resources belonging to our star-traveling pagoda, I will hand over the complete set of runes to Flame Sun Heavenly Mountains people. Now, our 100 Pagoda sect is facing a crisis. Don't think about your own interests and put me in danger. These are the words Yang Chongtian said to Qin Yun. Yang Chongtian's expression slightly changed. He didn't want to give them to them, but if he didn't, the other pagodas would definitely resent him. Shin Beijian became impatient and roared. Yang Chongtian, quickly make a decision. Zhang Rong coldly said, Shin Beijian, don't think that your Divine Sword Pagoda is very strong. Ghost Beast Overlord is not something you can deal with. You will kill the disciples of the Divine Sword Pagoda. We'd rather die in battle than ask for help from the outside, Shin Beijian said with sneer. Do you think our Divine Sword Pagoda's disciples are all cowards like you? Yang Chongtian wished he could pinch Qin Yun and Shin Beijian to death. Otherwise, he would also have to make these difficult choices. Qin Yun said, "Then forget it. You should think of another way." With that, he walked towards the door. However, they were stopped by people from the Flame, Sun, Heavenly Mountain. "What are you doing? Get out of my way," Granny Star furiously said. "We must get that set of talisman markings today." The person blocking the way is a young man with cold and arrogant expression. He is a martial emperor and seems to be very strong. This is truly strange. As soon as the ghost beast overlord appeared, your Flame, Sun, Heavenly Mountain also appeared. Could it be that the reason the ghost beast overlord came out of the ghost beast remote lake is because of your Flame, Sun, Heavenly Mountain? Then you used the banner of helping our 100 Pagoda sect to make us agree to your conditions? Qin Yun said with smile. Shen Beijian's expression slightly changed. He furiously glared at Yang Chongtian. His voice is cold and filled with anger. Is your first pagoda colluding with Flame, Sun, Heavenly Mountain to betray the entire 100 Pagoda sect? Yang Chongtian furiously said, "Little bastard, don't talk nonsense. Do you believe that I won't slap you?" Yang Chongtian, I gave you two choices just now. Have you thought about it clearly? Shen Beijian firmly held his origin sword. His sword aura suddenly rushed out, causing everyone's heart to feel a burst of fear. "I agree to hand over the position of First Pagoda, but the condition is that your Divine Sword Pagoda must thoroughly deal with the Ghost Beast Overlord. Moreover, we don't need other pagodas' resources." Yang Chongtian clenched his teeth and said, "No matter what, Yang Chongtian will not return Star Traveling Pagoda's resources. If they were to return it, they would definitely be knocked down by the Divine Sword Pagoda in the future. At that time, they would lose another portion of resources. Now, even if they're no longer First Pagoda, they still have Star Traveling Pagoda's resources. The only thing Yang Chongtian can do now is to minimize his losses as much as possible. If Divine Sword Pagoda leads 100 Pagoda sect, our Star Traveling Pagoda is willing to do our utmost to help." Qin Yun said, "I have a group of friends from Ordinary Realm. There are many 6 Tribulation half-immortals among them. 7 of them are sword cultivators. Their strength is on par with Pagoda Master Shun. I will give a try and see whether or not I can get them to participate." Yang Chongtian said with sneer, "We can't let outsiders help us." Qin Yun said, "I asked them to help. I don't need to pay them. They are friends, not outsiders." He looked at the people from Flame, Sun, Heavenly Mountain. He sneered and said, "People like him who only contribute when there are benefits are the real outsiders." "Oh, that's right. Your First Pagoda has been leading 100 Pagoda sect for so long. Could it be that you haven't made any powerful friends?" "Indeed. First Pagoda, what about our 100 Pagoda sect's friends? Could it be that our 100 Pagoda sect doesn't have any friends?" Granny Star also questioned. Yang Chongtian looked at Flame, Sun, Heavenly Mountain's people, but all of them have cold and detached expression. "They came here for benefits. They won't help in vain," Zhang Rong said with sneer. "Qin Yun, your Star Traveling Pagoda will do its best to help. What can you do? When the time comes, just don't drag us down." Qin Yun faintly smiled. "I can let City Master Murong and Old Feiqian take action. I believe they will surely help." Zhang Rong doesn't dare to speak anymore. Everyone knows about Qin Yun's connections. They also know about City Master Murong and Old Feiqian's strength. Many Pagoda Masters of 100 Pagoda sect are filled with hope seeing how Qin Yun is able to pull in so many friends. Compared to before, when Yang Chongtian was facing the Ghost Beast Overlord, his tone was filled with helplessness and fear, causing many people to be panic-stricken. Qin Yun made these promises so that Shen Beijian can protect him and make Flame, Sun, Heavenly Mountain's people unable to touch him. Shen Beijian said, "Pagoda Master Qin, you're a venerable master inscription master. You should be able to set up formidable formation, right? This will allow us to save a lot of effort. Back then, when we were repelling the Ghost Beast Overlord, Star Traveling Pagoda's formation and seal contributed the most." Qin Yun's heart stirred as he said, "No problem. But our Star Traveling Pagoda is now in serious decline. We can no longer set up formations on our own. We need the help of Ancient Star Pagoda It would be best if they're talented people who have knowledge about stars. I can set up a formidable Big Dipper star calamity formation that will bring down stars and attack the entire Ghost Beast remote lake. Shinbeijian nodded and said, "All right, Ancient Star Pagoda, call out your people and coordinate with Pagoda Master Qin to set up the formation. Yu Shutian and a group of people have been hidden away. Qin Yun is doing this to force the new Pagoda Master of Ancient Star Pagoda to hand over those people." Hearing Shun Beijian's words, the new Pagoda Master of Ancient Star Pagoda, Yang Chongtian and Flame, Sun Heavenly Mountains people's expression flickered with alarm and anger. "The sooner the better," Qin Yun said again. "This is Ancient Star Pagoda. You could take them away today," Shin Beijian said. Now he is leading the entire 100 Pagoda sect to fight off the enemy. All the pagodas have to listen to him. If Divine Sword Pagoda becomes the first pagoda in the future, then the disobedient pagoda will not have a good time. The new Pagoda Master of Ancient Star Pagoda looked at Yang Chongtian. Apparently they are discussing something through sound transmission. Qin Yun has been paying attention to them since the beginning. He can see that Flame Sun Heavenly Mountain is indeed involved in this matter. Granny Star also knows what Qin Yun wants to do and said, "Let me pick out people. I'm very familiar with Ancient Star Pagoda. Yang Lin, you are the new Pagoda Master of Ancient Star Pagoda. Quickly gather all the talented people of Ancient Star Pagoda." Shin Beijian also spoke. They are all in seclusion. Yang Lin said, "Oh, how come I heard they went out to gain experience?" Shun Jiujin's brows are creased. "I have a friend, son. He went out to gain experience with several hundred people." Hundreds of people of Ancient Star Pagoda suddenly disappeared. This matter cannot be concealed. Shin Beijian said, "Let them come back." Yang Lin's forehead is filled with sweat. He looked at Yang Chongtian and the people of Flame Sun Heavenly Mountain. Qin Yun is also very worried because Yu Shutian, Kong Feiqing, and Gong Fian are among this large group. They will surely come back within 3 days. Yang Lin said, "If they don't come back, you can forget about your position as Pagoda Master. Our Divine Sword Pagoda will take over." Shun Beijian coldly shouted, "What kind of situation is this? You are actually sending people out to gain experience." Pagoda Master Shun, "You don't know, majority of the people who went out to gain experience are very old seniors. They have not left Ancient Star Pagoda for many years. Now that there are groups of ghost beasts outside, Ancient Star Pagoda is sending out a group of old people to gain experience." The person who spoke is a white-clothed old man. He is the Pagoda Master of Ice Origin Pagoda. "Is there such a thing? What the hell are you doing?" Shin Beijian's expression sank after hearing this. He arrived in front of Yang Lin in a single step, grabbed his collar, and furiously said, "At this critical juncture, you transferred away all the talented people. What kind of evil intention do you have?" Yang Lin is scared stiff. He loudly shouted, "It was First Pagoda and Flame Sun Heavenly Mountain who took them away. I don't know anything." Hearing Yang Lin's words, many Pagoda Masters burst into commotion. Yang Chongtian cursed Qin Yun in his heart, because if Qin Yun did not ask for help from Ancient Star Pagoda's talented people, Yang Lin would not have been forced to confess. Shin Beijian and his brother took out their origin swords and sent sound transmission to Divine Sword Pagoda's people. Flame Sun Heavenly Mountain, First Pagoda, listen up. If Ancient Star Pagoda's talented people don't come back, don't even think about leaving this place. Shun Beijian's voice is very cold. His sword intent is soaring. Everyone can feel his anger. Chapter 997. Apocalyptic Natural Disaster Flame, Sun Heavenly Mountains people's words are clearly a threat. Shin Beijian's killing intent became even thicker as he said in a deep voice, "Are you threatening us? Enough nonsense. Hand over the profound penetration Tao Talisman's runes." Flame Sun Heavenly Mountain's old man looked at Qin Yun and shouted in stern voice, "If you don't hand it over, I guarantee that you will only be able to see their corpses." Suddenly, Shin Beijian's sword momentum rose to the peak, giving rise to a burst of gale. Also at this time, Shun Beijian's figure flickered, holding his origin sword flickering with cold light. He charged towards the 5 people from Flame, Sun, Heavenly Mountain. Several sharp stabbing sounds resounded. Shun Beijian had unexpectedly stabbed several times. What was frightening was that the speed of those swords was very fast and very powerful. 3 Flame, Sun, Heavenly Mountains half-immortals had bloody holes appearing on their bodies. Only the strongest old man was able to withstand it. However, that youth was not attacked because he was a martial emperor. Shun Beijian would not attack a junior with a low cultivation. Yang Chongtian and Zhang Rong's expressions are extremely unsightly. They were together with Flame, Sun, Heavenly Mountains people. If they were investigated, they would not be able to escape responsibility. You actually dared to attack us. You are rebelling. Flame, Sun, Heavenly Mountains, old man furiously shouted. The other injured old men also have furious expression on their faces. Capture Yang Chongtian, Zhang Rong, and Yang Lin. Shun Beijian shouted. Tens of pagoda masters took out their pagoda master medallions one after another. That was a very powerful thing. If they joined hands, they would be able to seal a 6th tribulation half-immortal. Shun Beijian, what are you doing? Our 100 Pagoda sect is facing the threat of Ghost Beast Overlord. We cannot have internal strife. Yang Chongtian loudly roared. If we don't get rid of the traitor, how can we deal with the Ghost Beast Overlord with peace of mind? Shun Beijian looked at Flame, Sun, Heavenly Mountains people and said, don't even think about leaving. Unless you bring back those people from Ancient Star Pagoda, don't even think about taking half a step out of 100 Pagoda sect. Yang Chongtian hastily said, Shun Beijian, I did not collude with them. They just needed people with knowledge of stars. I helped them gather them. If I had known that they were such people, I would never have agreed to them. Let's wait for those people to return first. As long as they can come back safely, I will let you go. If one of you can't come back, one of you will die. Shun Beijian loudly said. I will keep my word. Flame, Sun, Heavenly Mountains people also did not dare to move recklessly. They could see that Shun Beijian was determined to kill them. Just now, he had only stabbed them. He hadn't used his full strength. Otherwise, at least half of them would have died. Qin Yin secretly admires Shun Beijian. He actually did what he said. Your 100 Pagoda sect will regret this. Flame, Sun, Heavenly Mountains, old man's face is filled with anger. Your Flame, Sun, Heavenly Mountain is nothing but a group of bandits. So what if you're from a 9 Suns sect after doing such despicable things? As long as you offend my 100 Pagoda sect, I will eradicate you. Shun Beijian pointed his sword at the old man. His gaze is as sharp as a sword and his cold voice is filled with power. Shun Jujin whispered, within 3 days we want to see that group of people. They are all disciples of our 100 Pagoda sect. Divine Sword Pagoda's people are very domineering even when facing Flame, Sun, Heavenly Mountain. Many Pagoda Masters are intimidated. Especially those Pagoda Masters who have good relationship with First Pagoda, they're now very worried that they will be punished. Flame, Sun, Heavenly Mountain's old man took out a sound transmission magic tool and sent a message to his subordinates to bring those people back. This matter is indeed caused by Flame, Sun, Heavenly Mountain. Qin Yin guessed that Flame, Sun, Heavenly Mountain is also looking for a way to enter ancient domain. That is why they are gathering people who know about stars. They will come back within a day, at the earliest. Flame, Sun, Heavenly Mountain's old man looked at Qin Yin and then looked at Shun Beijian. His eyes are filled with killing intent. Shun Beijian, you have offended our Flame, Sun, Heavenly Mountain. You won't have a good end. Shun Beijian laughed loudly and said, Offended you? Didn't you offend us first? Flame, Sun, Heavenly Mountain wants us to eat shit. Do you think we'll eat shit? Qin Yin said with sneer, Yang Chongtian's group is a group of dogs. That is why they are willing to eat shit. Little demon, sooner or later I will tear you to shreds. Yang Chongtian roared. Shun Beijian, offending Flame, Sun, Heavenly Mountain will only lead to our 100 Pagoda sect's destruction. You will regret it. You don't know anything about Flame, Sun, Heavenly Mountain's power. Zhang Rong said. You two shut up. Do you believe that I won't smash your stinky mouths? Shen Beijian's voice caused Yang Chongtian and Zhang Rong to shiver from head to toe and immediately shut their mouths. Qin Yun also secretly yearns for Shen Beijian's strength. Although he is a venerable master, his strength is still too weak, especially when compared to these half-immortals. He is not even enough to look at. Shen Beijian's strength is formidable. He has directly intimidated Yang, Chongtian, and Flame, Sun, Heavenly Mountains people. Strength is everything. Qin Yun secretly clenched his fists. Only by possessing formidable strength can you obtain other people's reverence. Just like now, Yang Chongtian and Zhang Rong are filled with hatred towards Shen Beiji in their hearts, but they are also extremely afraid. Even those formidable half-immortals of Flame, Sun, Heavenly Mountain don't dare to act recklessly here. All the pagoda masters are now inside the conference room. None of them have left. They are waiting for those people to return. Qin Yun is the pagoda master. Moreover, he wants to bring those people away to set up the formation. So he also has to stay behind. While waiting, no one said anything. They're all very quiet. And Shen Beijian is still in battle mode. He is releasing sword intent filled with deterrence, locking down those people from Flame Sun Heavenly Mountain to prevent them from acting recklessly. Several hours later, Qin Yun took out a sound transmission conch. It is Ying Qingyu's sound transmission. Brother Yun, Jian family people are attacking Dragon Sect. Qin Yun is extremely apprehensive hearing Ying Qingyu's message. He thought that Jian family people would first inquire about the situation. He did not expect them to attack so quickly. How many people did they send? Qin Yun asked. More than 10 million. I don't know what is going on. Jian family has joined hands with several other big and small sects. They want to migrate over. Because I had some unpleasant incident with you before, they don't trust me, and I don't dare to inquire about the situation. Ying Qingyu said, more than 10 million people. Qin Yun's expression slightly changed after learning about this. Granny Star asked in low voice, Xiao Yun, what happened? Nothing. I am just chatting with a friend. Qin Yun said with laugh. Jian family's strength is not weak. Moreover, they have joined hands with many big sects of ordinary realm. They must be very outstanding. Ling Yuner said, Xiao Yun, they're coming over. What about Immortal Weapon Palace? Is Sister Bingxing alone inside? Immortal Weapon Palace can allow immortals to stay inside. Bingxing can only stay inside. She cannot come over. I don't know. We can only wait until we see Sect Master Bao. Qin Yun feels that something must have happened on the Ordinary Realm side for the scattered Ordinary Realm to unite. It must be known that Tian family, Yu family, and Yang family are not willing to submit to anyone. Those few big immortal sects are also the same. Not long after, Ying Qingyu said again, Brother Yun, I met a guy from Ordinary Realm. He said that Ordinary Realm is finished. All kind of heavenly calamity appeared all day long. Even half-immortals can be killed by sudden heavenly calamity. Qin Yun recalled the legend of world extermination, but he did not expect it to come so fast. It even affected Spirit Desolate Ordinary Realm. Soon, it will surely be Xian Domain's turn. Qin Yun hastily reported this matter to Yao Fong. He is very worried about Bingxing. After Yao Fong heard, she said, Bingxing will be fine. Maybe she went to Immortal Desolate. That's true. She is an immortal. She can go to Immortal Desolate at any time. Qin Yun thought of this point and felt a lot relieved. However, Bingxing has many enemies in Immortal Desolate. Ling Yuner said, Xiao Yun, you must take advantage of this time to fish up some region origin stones and then go to Ancient Domain. If world extermination power descends, you can hide in Ancient Domain. I will go to Ancient Domain, but I don't want to hide there. I want to take away Nether Sun's spirit. I want to go to Transcending Xian Sea region and enter Immortal Desolate from there. Qin Yun said, All right, we will talk about it when the time comes. Ling Yuner also knows why Qin Yun has this kind of plan. He wants to go to Immortal Desolate as soon as possible. Several hours passed. It is already dark outside. At this time, someone came to report that Ancient Star Pagoda's group of people have returned. Shen Beijian said, Let them come here and do a head count. No one could be missing. Not long after, the group of people arrived in the lobby. Qin Yun saw that Yu Shutian, Gong Fian, and Kong Feiqing are safe and relaxed. Everyone is here, a middle-aged man said after checking the number of people. An old man among the group cursed. Yang Lin, you bastard. You actually sold us out. We suffered all kinds of humiliation in that damn place. It is like we are criminals. Yang Lin's expression is very unsightly because Shun Beijian's killing intent has enveloped his body. Soon after, many old men among the group of people began cursing unceasingly. They realized that it was Yang Chongtian who colluded with Flame, Sun, Heavenly Mountain, and started cursing them one after another. Imprison Yang, Chongtian, and the others. After we deal with the ghost beast overlord, we will deal with them, Shun Beijian said. Yang Chongtian thought that he would be released. Hearing Shun Beijian's words, he furiously said, "Do you believe that I won't explode my half-immortal life crystal? I will take you all down with me. If you don't believe me, you can give it a try." Flame, Sun, Heavenly Mountain's few old men took out their half-immortal life crystals and poured in energy, ready to explode at any time. They did not do so earlier because they thought that Shun Beijian would release them. If Shun Beijian did not release them, they could only fight with their lives on the line. All of you scram. Scram from 100 Pagoda Sect. If I meet you again, I will not show any mercy. Shun Beijian furiously shouted. I will send them out. Shun Jiujian said. This kind of situation caused other pagoda masters to sigh endlessly. They did not expect that Yang Chongtian would actually betray 100 Pagoda Sect and sell out his outstanding disciples to Flame Sun Heavenly Mountain. Chapter 998. Starry Sky Road. First Pagoda's people, as well as the pagoda masters who are close to First Pagoda, don't dare to stay in this meeting hall because they are standing on the wrong side. Yu Shutian has many things she wants to say to Qin Yun, but she doesn't want to talk to him through sound transmission in this kind of situation. She can only talk about it later. Shun Beijian looked at Qin Yun and said, Pagoda Master Qin, the people you want are all here. They will surely listen to your arrangements. These people are all amazed. They did not expect that Qin Yun would become the pagoda master of Star Traveling Pagoda. Although ancient star pagodas, people who study stars rarely leave their pagoda. They all know about Qin Yun's achievements. It is mainly because Qin Yun is a venerable master whose inscription fineness has reached grade 11. Pagoda Master Shun, I have something to discuss with you. Is it convenient now? Qin Yun asked. All right. Shun Beijian looked at an old man from ancient star pagoda and asked him to arrange a meeting. Then he told other pagoda masters that they can go back and make arrangements for their disciples. He will hold another meeting in a few days. After what happened just now, Qin Yun has complete trust in Shun Beijian, so he decided to tell him some things. Qin Yun and Shun Beijian are now in a secret room in ancient star pagoda. Qin Yun asked, Pagoda Master Shun, have you heard of the legend of world extermination? Shun Beijian's brows creased after hearing this. Then he slowly nodded and said in a grave tone, This is not a legend. It has happened several times. 9 suns fall one after another. The last sun will fall in Divine Desolate. So Divine Desolate will be the last great desolate to be exterminated. 9 suns are still in the sky. World extermination won't happen that quickly. Qin Yun shook his head and said, 9 suns have some problems. Although they are still falling, heavenly calamity has appeared. Ordinary realm is now suffering from all kinds of heavenly calamity. Now under the leadership of Jin family, millions of people are coming over. Later there will be even more people coming to Xian domain. Shun Beijian's expression slightly changed. He asked, Jin family people are coming? Qin Yun nodded and said, They are killing their way to Dragon Gate region. Dragon sect suppressed Jin family in ordinary realm. Now that Jin family has arrived, the first thing they will do is deal with Dragon sect. Pagoda Master Qin, if you can contact the leaders of Jin family, please make them come to me. Shun Beijian's ice-cold eyes flashed with pleasant surprise. The catastrophe is about to descend. Pagoda Master Shun, are you not worried? Qin Yun asked. Yes, but there's no other way. Heavenly calamity has only descended on ordinary realm. There is no sign of heavenly calamity appearing in Xian domain. The threat we are facing now is the ghost beast overlord. We must first get rid of the ghost beast overlord, then we can talk about it later. Shun Beijian said, You said that Big Dipper disaster formation. Is it really useful? I don't know. In any case, I don't plan to set it up. Qin Yin spread his hands. You brat, didn't you say you would help? Shun Beijian stared blankly for a moment, then cursed in a low voice. Are you playing with me? I deliberately said that to make those people come back. I already knew that they were taken away by Flame, Sun, Heavenly Mountain, and Yang Chong Tian. Qin Yin curled his lips and said, It is very simple to deal with Ghost Beast Overlord. I will contact the boss of Jian family and ask them to gather a large group of half-immortals. Can you really do it? Is your face that big? Shen Beijian didn't believe it. Of course my face is big. Qin Yin laughed. You just wait. First reorganize 100 Pagoda sect and boost morale. When the time comes, we will get rid of the Ghost Beast Overlord. Shen Beijian said in a very bad mood. You brat, don't try to play tricks on me when the time comes. You are a pagoda master. You have great responsibility. Qin Yin let out a long sigh and said again, Pagoda Master Shun, do you know why Flame, Sun, Heavenly Mountain is looking for those people? Why? Shen Beijian is also very curious and asked. They are looking for Star Domain. Ancient Domain. Qin Yun said, When heavenly calamity descends, Ancient Domain is the place to take refuge. Ancient Domain is located in the boundless starry sky. Only people who understand Star Domain can find the entrance. Shen Beijian narrowed his eyes and said, You are also looking for the entrance to Ancient Domain? No wonder you want to enter Star Traveling Pagoda. Have you made any progress? Qin Yin shook his head and said, No progress for now, but I must find the entrance. All right, if Flame, Sun, Heavenly Mountain comes looking for you again, I will help you block them. Shun Beijian said, You have 2 missions. One is to find the entrance to Ancient Domain, and the other is to contact Jian family people. Pagoda Master Shun, you must block those people from Flame, Sun, Heavenly Mountain. There is also Yang Chong Tian. They will surely retaliate against me. They will even retaliate against 100 Pagoda sect. Qin Yin said, Relax, those people are very weak. I am not afraid of them. Shen Beijian patted Qin Yun's shoulder and said, Go back and properly research the Ancient Domains in trance. Shen Beijian brought Qin Yun back to Star Traveling Pagoda and then left. Kong Feiqing, Gong Fian, and Yu Shutian are now inside Star Traveling Pagoda. Star Traveling Pagoda is very safe. Qin Yun returned and saw that Yu Shutian is here. He felt a lot more relieved. Xiao Tian, follow me. Qin Yun brought Yu Shutian to a secret room at the highest floor of the pagoda. Yun, there is progress. I have found the way to enter Ancient Domain, Yu Shutian said as soon as she arrived. How we do it? Qin Yun asked anxiously. Yu Shutian said, There are many people in Ancient Domain who once came from Xian Domain. Therefore, whenever world extermination is about to happen, they find a way to bring Ancient Domain to Xian Domain. But because the distance is too far, they can only make Ancient Domain appear from time to time. Moreover, it is only a small part of Ancient Domain. If we want to enter Ancient Domain, we must create a space passage that leads to Ancient Domain through Starry Sky Path. She finished speaking and took out several stacks of papers and said, These are the information I received from Ancient Domain. I have drawn many star runes and blueprints from them. There are many papers. Qin Yin felt a headache just looking at them. Entering Ancient Domain is not as simple as he thought. While looking at the blueprints, Qin Yin asked, Did those people from Flame, Sun, Heavenly Mountain ask you to do anything? Yu Shutian said, They are also looking for a way to enter Ancient Domain. It seems like world extermination is approaching. Qin Yun nodded and informed Yu Shutian about Ordinary Realm situation. After Yu Shutian heard, her heart became heavy and she said, Yun, it is too late. What do you mean too late? Qin Yun asked with frown. If you and I join hands to build this passage, it will take a very long time. At that time, the Xian domain we are in might have already been affected. We must quickly build the passage to ancient domain. Yu Shetian said. We can only find more people to participate. Qin Yun said with sigh. Indeed, let Pagoda Master Shun make the arrangements. As long as many Dao inscription masters participate, the construction will be completed very quickly, and we can enter ancient domain as soon as possible. Yu Shetian said, with someone like Pagoda Master Shin supervising, there won't be any problem. All right, we will make a copy of these blueprints and hand it over to Pagoda Master Shin. Then let him find people to discuss. Xian domain has many powerful sects, as well as many divine inscription palaces. They will surely join hands to build the passage. Qin Yun said, Ayun, you're the Pagoda Master. We should also join Star Traveling Pagoda. I want to look through the ancient texts inside Star Picking Pavilion. Only by becoming a disciple can we go in and look through them, right? Yu Shetian said, no problem. Qin Yun took out the Pagoda Master command and said with smile. Soon after, Qin Yun let Yu Shetian, Kong Feiqing, Gong Fian, and Hong Mengshu become disciples of Star Traveling Pagoda. Then he brought them into Star Picking Pavilion. Since they trust Qin Yun very much, they don't have any disloyalty towards Star Traveling Pagoda and can enter Star Picking Pavilion very easily. After Granny Star brought them into Star Picking Pavilion, Qin Yun returned to Star Traveling Pagoda. Then he contacted Ing Qingyu to arrange a meeting. 100 Pagoda Sect's Great Formation has been completely activated. Not anyone can enter. Only those with 100 Pagoda Sect Disciple Identity Card can enter. This is to prevent Flame, Sun, Heavenly Mountain, and Yang Chong Tian from entering. Ing Qingyu also can't enter to meet Qin Yun. Therefore, Qin Yun can only quietly leave the area covered by 100 Pagoda Sect's Great Formation and meet with Ing Qingyu. Ing Qingyu is in Murong Manor, so Qin Yun directly went to Murong Manor. Qin Yun arrived at 100 Pagoda City and heard people talking about Yang Chong Tian being expelled from 100 Pagoda Sect. They're guessing that Yang Chong Tian will retaliate against 100 Pagoda Sect. Qin Yun is now very worried about when the world extermination will descend. Qin Yun met with Ing Qingyu in a residence inside Murong Manor. Old Fei Qian and City Master Murong are also here. They're also talking about Yang Chong Tian's matter. I really did not expect that Old 8 would be so awesome. He turned Yang Chong Tian into a dog. Back in the day, I beat him up on the battle stage. I hope he won't remember me. City Master Murong said with smile. You only know how to brag. Even though you beat him up, you still lost to him. Old Fei Tian laughed loudly and said, that was more than 10,000 years ago. More than 10,000 years ago. This made Qin Yun shiver involuntarily. Because Old Fei Tian and the other half-immortals have cultivated for more than 10,000 years to reach their current cultivation level, yet they are still unable to enter Immortal Desolate. Qin Yun doesn't want to wait that long. He wants to quickly go to Immortal Desolate to solve the riddle in his heart. One is related to Xie Kru, the other is related to his past life. Brother Yun, I did not expect you to be Star Traveling Pagoda's Pagoda Master. But this is also a matter of course. Star Traveling Pagoda's Pagoda Master always has very high inscription level. Old Fei Tian said with smile. If I and Old Fei Tian did not leave 100 Pagoda Sect, we would still be Pagoda Masters inside. We would be peers. City Master Murong said with smile. 2 seniors, if Pagoda Master Shin wants you to help him deal with Ghost Beast Overlord, will you go? Qin Yun asked. If he wants us to go, we will not go. But since Brother Yin wants us to go, we will immediately go. City Master Murong said with smile. This is us giving you face. Then I will first thank 2 seniors. Qin Yun cupped his fists and said with smile. No need to be polite. City Master Murong waved his hand and said with smile. Ing Qingyu said, Ayun, there's a little girl who claims to be your great aunt. She is in our manor. She is wearing a mask and knows many things about you. City Master Murong said, this little girl is very awesome. She is very proficient in half-immortal cultivation. She even gave me pointers. She also said that she is a sixth tribulation half immortal. She even taught you runes. Chapter 999. A war is about to begin. You all believe that little girl's words? Qin said with smile. Well, I kind of believe it. That little girl pointed out all the problems that occurred during my cultivation. She even gave me some pointers. I benefited a lot from it. Qingyu said, Brother Yun, you're great and is truly awesome. She looks like a little girl, but her cultivation is so high. Old Fei Tian said with smile. That is for sure. Otherwise, Brother Yun would not be so strong. Where is she? I want to see her. Qin Yun shook his head and smiled. City Master Murong and others promptly brought Qin Yun to see Xiao Yuanmei. Xiao Yuanmei is staying in a small, elegant pavilion. When Qin Yun arrived, he saw her sitting at a table and eating a large fruit. Xiao Yuanmei is wearing a large black gown and a hood. She is wearing a white jade mask. Only her eyes can be seen. That large table is filled with all kinds of fruits and desserts. Xiao Yuanmei is eating very happily. Her bright and beautiful eyes are filled with happy smile. City Master Murong and others brought Qin Yun here, bid farewell to Xiao Yuanmei and left. Xiao Yuanmei saw Qin Yun and said with smile, Brother, quickly come and eat together. There are many delicious things in Xian Domain. After Qin Yun closed the door, he walked over with smile, took off Xiao Yuanmei's mask, pinched her bulging cheeks, and scolded with smile. Yuanmei, you little girl are pretending to be my great-aunt again. They believe me. Xiao Yuanmei blinked her eyes and said with smile, With their little bit of cultivation, I can easily swindle them. Brother, I am awesome, right? Awesome, my little sister. Qin Yun rubbed Xiao Yuanmei's charming and pleasant face and said with smile, Let's go. Follow me to 100 Pagoda Sect. I will take you to see Mengshu. Very good. I can finally see Sister Mengshu. Xiao Yuanmei charmingly smiled, then stored the table full of delicious food into her storage magic tool. Then she bounced over to open the door and said, Let's go. Quickly take me to see her. She put on her hood and mask, pulled Qin Yun, and could not wait to see Hong Mengshu. This girl, she was a very powerful immortal in her past life. Why is she acting like a naughty little girl now? Qin Yun shook his head with a smile and thought. Qin Yun and Xiao Yuanmei left the Murong Manor. 100 Pagoda Sect. 100 Pagoda Sect is now protected by a super large barrier. Xiao Yuanmei doesn't have a token, so it is very difficult for her to enter. However, it could hide inside Qin Yun's 9 Yang Divine Soul. Just like this, Qin Yun brought Xiao Yuanmei to Star Traveling Pagoda and released her from the 9 Sun Divine Soul. As soon as Xiao Yuanmei arrived, she sensed Hong Mengshu's aura. She excitedly jumped and ran in, shouting, Big Sister Dreaming Pig, Big Sister Dreaming Pig, quickly come out and welcome me. Hong Mengshu is on the 2nd floor. Hearing Xiao Yuanmei's voice, she is startled for a moment and immediately flew down the stairs. At this moment, Xiao Yuanmei has just taken off her mask, revealing her beautiful little face. Yuanmei, I missed you so much. Hong Mengshu rushed over and hugged Xiao Yuanmei. Big Sister Dreaming Pig, I also missed you, Xiao Yuanmei said with charming smile and tightly hugged Hong Mengshu. Where are Senior Sister Yi and the others? Qin Yun asked. Big Sister Yi and the others are reading in Star Picking Pavilion. Hong Mengshu said. They are so diligent. Qin Yun is somewhat amazed. There are many books in Star Picking Pavilion. Moreover, they are all very useful to them, so of course they are diligent. Hong Mengshu said with smile. I also want to go read. I want to learn many things. Big Sister Dreaming Pig, you are mid-stage Martial Emperor now. You are much faster than me. I have just become Martial Emperor. Xiao Yuanmei muttered. I am not as strong as you. You must protect me from now on. Hong Mengshu pinched Xiao Yuanmei's face and said with smile, Yuanmei, although you are only Martial Emperor, you are certainly stronger than me. You are the same as your brother. Your strength is unfathomable. Wait until we have the opportunity. I want to travel all over the world with you. Xiao Yuanmei shook Hong Mengshu's hand and said with smile, All right, I want to go study. We must enter immortal desolate in the future. Hong Mengshu nodded and said, she is now mid-stage martial emperor. She is not far from half immortal tribulation. 7 half immortal tribulation is filled with danger. Just thinking about it makes one's heart heavy. Hong Mengshu arrived at the small star through starry sky teleportation formation and entered star picking pavilion. Qin Yun brought Xiao Yuanmei to a small living room on the top floor. As soon as Xiao Yuanmei arrived, she took out many food and placed them on the table. Sister Kuru said that you were in a hurry to see me, so I came, Xiao Yuanmei said with smile. I was in a bit of a hurry before, but now I am not. Qin Yun said, because his Gemini treasure mirror can record her heavenly rune. Brother, ordinary realm is finished. Xiao Yuanmei's small face has a trace of melancholy. I've already heard about it. Where is Sister Bing Xing? Qin Yun nodded. Brother, ordinary realm is finished. She went to immortal desolate. I am very reluctant to part with her. Xiao Yuanmei is also feeling very sad because of this matter. Back when she was in ordinary realm, she often went to find Bing Xing. Now, she suddenly left, and she doesn't know when they will meet again. Are you well on, and the others all right? Qin Yun sighed and asked. They all went to the moon. Xiao Yuanmei faintly sighed and said, Sister Yang brought Demon Moon Island, Fire Moon City, and Nether Moon Palace's female disciples to the moon to rebuild Guanghan Palace. Qin Yun is greatly alarmed and asked, how did they go there? Xiao Yuanmei shook her head. I am also not too sure. I heard that you found something in Immortal Desolate that can take them away. Originally, Demon Moon Island was built by Guanghan Palace people, so there's a teleportation formation there. I heard Aunt say that this teleportation formation was created by your past life. Is there really no problem for them to go to the moon? Qin Yun used an ancient garden passage token to go to the moon once. The situation there is not too good. Sister Yang said, there is no problem. Xiao Yuanmei said, oh, that's right, Sister Linglong and others. Our inscription gate's disciples were also taken away by Sister Yang. F***CK. Qin Yun said with bitter smile, Sister Yang is really something. She took away my wife and my inscription gate's disciples. Yuanmei, why are you not leaving? I can't bear to part with you. Xiao Yuanmei said with charming smile. Little girl, you definitely don't want to stay in that desolate place like the moon. Qin Yun said with smile. Xiao Yuanmei stuck out her fragrant tongue and said with smile, you understand me the most. It is also good for them to go to the moon. At least they won't have to hide from heavenly calamity. Qin Yun is standing beside the bed and looking at the sky. It is currently daytime. The 9 suns in the sky are the same as before. There is no abnormal phenomenon at all. Yuanmei, can we directly fly to the moon? Qin Yun asked. We can't. There's a very strong barrier on the way to the moon. It is the space barrier between Immortal Desolate and Spirit Desolate. We can't pass through it. Xiao Yuanmei shook her head and said, Brother, Xian Rujing also came here. She told me that there's a passage to Immortal Desolate in transcending Xianxi region. She is following Jian family people to attack Dragon Sect. Then she will come here to find you. She has something to tell you. Yuanmei, 9 Suns World Extermination. Are they preparing to attack Spirit Desolate Xian Domain? Qin Yun said. Xiao Yuanmei nodded and said with sigh, that is for sure. Ordinary realm will become purgatory in a few years, then Xian Domain. As for transcending Xianxi region, it will not be exterminated, but it will be somewhat affected. Transcending Xianxi region is a very strange existence. Qin Yun is secretly happy. If transcending Xianxi region is fine, he will be able to follow Xian Rujing to find an immortal gate to enter Immortal Desolate. Xian Rujing is also going to attack Dragon Sect? She is truly bored to death. Qin Yun shook his head and said with smile. She benefited greatly in Immortal Weapon City. Through that Immortal Weapon Spirit Pagoda, she led a large group of disciples to advance by leaps and bounds. Now she is a very popular person among many disciples and elders of Immortal Weapon City. Yet they gave her an elder position. Moreover, she hates Dragon Sect very much. So now that they're going to attack Dragon Sect, she will be at the forefront. Xiao Yuanmei said with charming smile. She is now very strong. How strong? I can beat her down with one hand. Qin Yin said with disdainful expression. I am afraid not. Even if you have 4 hands, you are not necessarily her match. Xiao Yuanmei said with mischievous smile. She is a peak martial emperor. Qin Yin almost jumped in fright, then cursed in low voice. Is that immortal weapon spirit pagoda really that dreadful? It was very dreadful, but now it is gone. Xiao Yuanmei also feels that it is a bit regretful. Immortal weapon spirit pagoda was used to quickly increase the cultivation of immortal desolate soldiers. Only Xian Rujing and other people with the surname Xian can open higher floors. Qin Yin cannot use it because he has Sacred Sun Spirit Vein. It will be detected by the Immortal Weapon Spirit Pagoda. At that time, people from Immortal Desolate will also know that he has Sacred Sun Spirit Vein. Granny Star suddenly knocked on Qin Yun's door and yelled, Xiao Yun, something big has happened. Qin Yun hastily walked over and opened the door and asked, What is it? Flame Sun Heavenly Mountains people have arrived. Moreover, they're a large group of people. They're declaring war on our 100 Pagoda sect. Pagoda Master Shun is summoning all the Pagoda Masters and Chief Disciples. Granny Star said. As expected, they have arrived rather quickly. Qin Yun nodded and said, Go inform Senior Sister Yi. Tell her to come with me. I will also go. Hearing about Flame Sun Heavenly Mountain, Xiao Yuanmei's eyes flickered repeatedly. Who is this little girl? Granny Star looked at Xiao Yuanmei, this pretty and charming little girl, and curiously asked, I am his little sister. Xiao Yuanmei sweetly smiled and said, Hello, Granny Star. Hello. Granny Star nodded with smile, then turned around to call Yi Yaoxue. Yi Yaoxue is currently reading books in Star Picking Pavilion. She's also looking for information related to her heavenly runes, because she feels that it is not a coincidence that she has heavenly runes. Not long after, Yi Yaoxue arrived from Starry Sky Teleportation Formation wearing tight white clothes. Brother, is this your little wife? Xiao Yuanmei said with smile and low voice. She heard about Qin Yun and Yi Yaoxue's matter from Murong Manor. Qin Yun pinched her cheeks and said, Don't talk nonsense. Yi Yaoxue said with smile. Little sister, I am his little wife. Who are you? Xiao Yuanmei said with smile. I am his first wife's little sister. Ah, really? Yi Yaoxue is somewhat amazed. Chapter 1000. Soul Contract. Many people have arrived at the entrance of Divine Sword Pagoda. They are all Pagoda Masters, Chief Disciples, and Elders. Flame Sun Heavenly Mountains people are outside. Nobody knows what is going on. However, everyone is very worried. 100 Pagoda sect is facing the threat of Ghost Beast Overlord, and there is still Flame Sun Heavenly Mountain outside. This caused the disciples of 100 Pagoda sect to feel great pressure. Flame Sun Heavenly Mountain is different from Dragon sect. It is much stronger than Dragon sect. It is one of the ancient 9 sun sects. Although First Pagoda's Yang Chong Tian and Zhang Rong are not in 100 Pagoda sect, First Pagoda has many of their people. For example, First Pagoda's new Pagoda Master is called Fong Rutian. He is a 6th Tribulation half-immortal. He is as strong as Yang Chong Tian. His relationship with Yang Chong Tian is very good. His grandson Fong Jijin is also Yang Chong Tian's maternal grandson. Fong Rutian is wearing black armor. He is different from other old men. Although his hair is completely white, it is short and he has no beard. He looks very spirited. Shun Beijian, look at the trouble you have caused. Flame Sun Heavenly Mountain has arrived. How are you going to deal with them? Fong Rutian shouted towards Divine Sword Pagoda. Shun Beijian has not come out. All the Pagoda Masters and Chief Disciples are waiting for Shun Beijian to come out. Each and every one of them have very worried expression. Fong Rutian saw that Shun Beijian has not come out and yelled again. Shun Beijian, you have offended Flame Sun Heavenly Mountain. A blood feud has been formed. Don't expect us to follow you to throw away our lives. Shun Beijian suddenly dropped down from the pagoda. He placed his hands behind his back. His expression is very cold as he looked at Fong Rutian and said, You should be clear about one thing. It is not me who has enmity with flame, sun, heavenly mountain. It is them who is enmity with us. It is flame, sun, heavenly mountain who first captured ancient star pagoda's disciples to threaten us. Fong Rutian said with sneer, "Is it Pagoda Master Qin who is threatening Star Traveling Pagoda? It is not like they are threatening our entire 100 Pagoda sect." Shun Beijian laughed. "Fong Rutian, you are saying that as long as they are not threatening the entire 100 Pagoda sect, Pagoda Masters like you could be butchered by flame, sun, heavenly mountain? Our 100 Pagoda sect is a whole, no matter which Pagoda Master it is. As long as we're being bullied by external enemies, we must work together to fight them. If the Pagoda Masters of the various pagodas were to be oppressed and humiliated by external enemies, would we, the powerful Pagoda Masters, ignore them? Fong Rutian, you should know that not every pagoda and 100 Pagoda sect is as strong as your first pagoda. Many pagodas of 100 Pagoda sect are not developing smoothly. They need our protection." Shun Beijian's words obtained the support of many pagoda masters. Many pagoda masters who supported Shun Beijian applauded one after another. It seems like First Pagoda does not plan to advance and retreat together with everyone. Granny Star suddenly arrived and said with sneer. Qin Yun and Granny Star arrived with Yi Yaoxue and Xiao Yuemei. Fong Rushan's expression was gloomy as he said, "Shun Beijian, what do you think we should do now? You're the first pagoda. Why are you asking me?" Shun Beijian groaned. "If my guess is not wrong, maybe Yang Chongtian and Zhang Rong are also mingling with Flame, Sun, Heavenly Mountains people outside. The Divine Sword Pagoda did not kill the Ghost Beast Overlord, so it could not become the first pagoda." This was what Shun Beijian had said before. However, First Pagoda was no longer popular. Otherwise, everyone would not have gathered at Divine Sword Pagoda. "I have just become the first pagoda's pagoda master. I am not familiar with these matters. I hope Pagoda Master Shun can give me some pointers." Fong Rutian put on a hypocritical expression as he asked Shun Beijian, "Wait until we are all here, then we will go meet with Flame, Sun, Heavenly Mountains people. Although our 100 Pagoda sect is not as strong as Flame, Sun, Heavenly Mountain, we can lose in terms of people, but we cannot lose in terms of momentum. We cannot lose in terms of momentum." Shun Beijian looked towards the distance and said again, "If Flame, Sun, Heavenly Mountain sees that we are prepared to die, they will not dare to act recklessly. They're definitely more afraid of death than us." Now everyone can only listen to Shun Beijian's arrangement. After waiting for less than half an hour, everyone has arrived. Basically all the powerful half-immortals and young genius disciples of each pagoda have gathered here. Qin Yun also saw Xie Wufeng and Murong Tianjia. They have returned safely. He also saw Fong Zhijin, who is ranked first on the Martial Emperor ranking. Fong Zhijin is Fong Rushan's grandson. He is tall and big. He has short hair and can be considered handsome. Judging from his aura, he is indeed a very strong peak Martial Emperor. Just now, he was looking at Qin Yun with a gaze filled with killing intent. Everyone knows that Fong Zhijin has been in love with Yi Yaoxue for a very long time. He has been pursuing her for many years. Because of this, he fought many young martial emperors, but Yi Yaoxue has never fallen in love with him. And now, Yi Yaoxue has publicly admitted that she is Qin Yun's woman and even kissed his face in front of everyone. Fong Zhijin has been provoked. He wished that he could kill Qin Yun and Yi Yaoxue. Shun Beijian and Divine Sword Pagoda's people are flying at the front, leading everyone to fight Flame, Sun, Heavenly Mountain. Xiao Yuemei is somewhat excited as she said in low voice, "Brother, are we going to fight?" "Those guys from Flame, Sun, Heavenly Mountain are too arrogant. They actually dare to threaten you. We must kill them." Qin Yun said, "Flame, Sun, Heavenly Mountain is very strong. If we fight, 100 Pagoda sect will surely be flattened." Yi Yaoxue shook her head and said, "Even if Flame, Sun, Heavenly Mountain wins, it will be a Pyrrhic victory. 100 Pagoda sect still has formidable pagoda beasts that have not appeared. They are the strongest pagoda beasts raised by every pagoda for many years. Of course, Star Traveling Pagoda does not have them. Our star-traveling pagoda is truly miserable, Qin Yun said with bitter smile. Brother, you have many love rivals. I secretly observed just now. I saw many guys looking at you as if they wanted to eat you alive. Xiao Yuanmei said with charming smile. Qin Yun glanced at Yi Yaoxue and said, It is this woman who deliberately pestered me to attract hatred. Yuanmei, you also did this kind of thing to me before. He remembers that when he met Xiao Yuanmei just now, she also pestered him like this. Don't talk about this. Our 100 Pagoda sect's current situation is very grave. Yi Yaoxue lightly groaned and said. Not long after, 100 Pagoda sect's tens of thousands of people arrived at a large mountain. There's a very large platform at the top of this large mountain. It looks like a plaza. And a kilometer away from this large mountain, there's another large mountain with a large platform on it. Flame, Sun, Heavenly Mountains people are on the opposite large mountain. They only have 2,000 people, but their aura is very strong. They can even be sensed through the barrier. There's a barrier between the two mountains, but with the strength of Flame, Sun, Heavenly Mountains people, they can surely break it open. Qin Yun also saw the old man from Flame, Sun, Heavenly Mountain. He is the same old man who wanted him to hand over the runes. Yang Chongtian and Zhang Rong are indeed among them. 100 Pagoda sect's tens of thousands of disciples are floating in the sky. Looking at Flame, Sun, Heavenly Mountains people from far away, they are feeling some fear. Every pagoda's pagoda master, elders, as well as elite disciples are standing on the platform at the top of the mountain, looking at Flame, Sun, Heavenly Mountains people. Flame, Sun, Heavenly Mountain, you are an ancient sect with long inheritance, but that doesn't mean you can wantonly bully us. You were in the wrong before. What I did to you was to protect the disciples of 100 Pagoda sect. Yet you harbor hatred in your heart and came here to declare war. Since you are so barbaric and despicable, our 100 Pagoda sect will fight you to the death. Shun Beijian's voice is like a great bell. It is majestic, shaking all direction and reverberating through countless mountains, bringing with it a might that looks down on all under the heavens. Wind and clouds churned in the sky. Overflowing sword aura enveloped the sky, shaking people's heart and soul. Shin Beijian has already expressed his determination to fight Flame, Sun, Heavenly Mountain to the death. Flame, Sun, Heavenly Mountain has many half-immortals. They are all very afraid of death. After all, as long as they can endure the half-immortal tribulation, they can enter immortal desolate, obtain a long life, and live freely. Shin Beijian is also certain of this point. Therefore, he is very confident in his heart. Flame, Sun, Heavenly Mountain's momentum has also weakened by a lot. Shin Beijian, are you the sect master of 100 Pagoda sect? An old man from Flame, Sun, Heavenly Mountain asked in loud voice. No, our sect master has already been kicked out because he betrayed 100 Pagoda sect. We have not elected him yet. Shin Beijian said. Then can you represent 100 Pagoda sect and negotiate with our Flame, Sun, Heavenly Mountain? The old man said again. I am Flame, Sun, Heavenly Mountain's third elder Sulun. I want to negotiate with you. 100 Pagoda sect's pagoda masters are now willing to let Shun Beijian become the sect master and represent 100 Pagoda sect. Negotiate? Why do we need to negotiate? Shin Beijian said in cold voice. We can let your 100 Pagoda sect obtain even more resources. Sulun faintly smiled. Just like you and Dragon sect. Let's have a showdown. If you win, you will obtain a sum of resources every year. If you lose, I don't want resources from you. I only want your pagoda master Qin to give us the runes of mysterious penetration Dao Talisman. What kind of showdown? Qin Yun asked. Martial Emperor battle. 2 wins out of 3. As long as you're a martial emperor, you can fight. Su Luan said. Before the showdown, I will use my soul to sign the contract. All right, I agree. Qin Yun very straightforwardly agreed. This caused many people to feel amazed. Qin Yun feels that even if they lose, they will only obtain the runes. The key point of Mysterious Penetration Dao Talisman is the Mysterious Penetration Divine Ability. They don't have the Mysterious Penetration Divine Ability, so obtaining the runes is useless. Even Shinbeijian finds this very unexpected because 100 Pagoda Sect's chances of winning are not very high. Flame Sun Heavenly Mountain's Martial Emperors are certainly stronger than 100 Pagoda Sect's Martial Emperors. Shinbeijian said, "Whether you win or lose, you must never attack 100 Pagoda Sect again. Rest assured, we will use our soul to sign the contract. It will be written clearly." Su Luan proudly smiled. "If you win, our Flame Sun Heavenly Mountain will give you 5,000 high-quality Regent Origin Stones every year for a total of 10 years. All right, Shinbeijian also feels that this is pretty good. When we sign the soul contract, Pagoda Master Qin must also sign it," Su Luan said again. Soon after, Shinbeijian sent people to bring Su Luan and another 6 Tribulation Half-Immortal to sign the soul contract. Chapter 1001. Black Thunderwolf Qin. Yin did not think much of it. The runes were not very important to him. However, he felt very strange. Why did the Flame Sun Heavenly Mountain insist on obtaining the mysterious penetration Dao Talisman? He guessed that there must be a place with a large number of ghost beast emperors in the transcending Xianxi region. Although Flame Sun Heavenly Mountain's people can also open ghost beast emperor essence stones, it will take a very long time and consume a lot of energy. All right, the showdown will begin in 1 hour at the 100 Refining Plaza, Shinbeijian said, then remove the barrier to let Flame Sun Heavenly Mountain's people in. After signing the soul contract, Shinbeijian let out a sigh of relief in his heart. If these people from Flame Sun Heavenly Mountain dared to act recklessly, 2 Tribulation Half-Immortals would have died. Flame Sun Heavenly Mountain's more than 2,000 people obediently flew towards the 100 Refining Plaza. Everyone from 100 Pagoda Sect relaxed, seeing that they don't need to risk their lives against Flame Sun Heavenly Mountain. Not long after, many people gathered in the spacious 100 Refining Square. All the formidable martial emperors of 100 Pagoda Sect have gathered together. Xie Wufeng, Yi Yaoxue, Fang Zhijin, all the top 20 martial emperors are fighting in a row. Shinbeijian looked at the group of young martial emperors and said, "If we lose, our 100 Pagoda Sect will not suffer any loss. It will just be Pagoda Master Qin handing over the runes. But if we win, we will be able to obtain resources every year." Let me say this first because the bet is made by Pagoda Master Qin. If he wins, Pagoda Master Qin will get 1,000 high-grade Regent Origin Stones every year. The Pagoda of the disciples who participated in the battle would receive 1,000. After that, 100 Pagoda Sect will divide the rest. For 100 Pagoda Sect, this is an unexpected windfall. If they win, even if Pagoda doesn't do anything, they will still get many high-quality Regent Origin Stones every year. This is a good thing. Therefore, they all obeyed Shinbeijian's arrangement. Yi Yaoxue said, "I am late-stage Martial Emperor. I should have no problem facing a peak Martial Emperor." Everyone knows that Yi Yaoxue has been stuck at mid-stage Martial Emperor for a very long time. According to rumor, she will need at least 1,000 to 2,000 years to become late-stage Martial Emperor, especially after she went to Star Traveling Pagoda. Under the situation where resources are scarce, it became even more difficult for her to break through. But the situation is exactly the opposite. Not long after she entered Star Traveling Pagoda, she actually broke through. The martial monarchs ranked at the top of the martial monarchs ranking immediately felt great pressure. All right, Star Traveling Pagoda's Yi Yaoxue will fight first. The second match will be First Pagoda's Fang Zhijin. Shinbeijian looked at Fang Zhijin, then looked at Fang Rutian and said, "Are you willing to go? If we win, we will get 1,000 high-quality Regent Origin Stones. Why not fight?" Fang Rutian said with sneer, "Let's leave the first and second matches for now. If we can't win consecutively, we'll talk about the third match later." Shinbeijian's face revealed a trace of smile. "Our lineup is not weak. Our chances of winning are very high. Yi Yaoxue is from Star Traveling Pagoda. Qin Yun is also from Star Traveling Pagoda. If they win, Star Traveling Pagoda will get 2,000 high-quality Regent Origin Stones every year. Star Traveling Pagoda has very few people. Everyone will get a lot. Now, even more people want to go to Star Traveling Pagoda. First is Yi Yaoshua. Second is Fang Zhijin. They are the strongest martial emperors of 100 Pagoda sect. One man and one woman. They are a perfect match. That's right. Although Qin Yun is a great master, in this kind of situation where absolute power is needed, he is useless. He is also somewhat useful. He is the one who made the bet. A3, Yao Xue should be Fang Zhijin, but now she is being... Some people are whispering to each other in low voice, but all the people here are martial kings, martial emperors, and half-immortals. They can clearly hear what they are saying. Xiao Yuanmei cannot help but look at Qin Yun with smile and sense sound transmission. Brother, these guys are saying that you are inferior to Fang Zhijin. Are you not a bit angry? Qin Yun replied, let them say whatever they want. I don't care. At this time, someone suddenly shouted, who does Fang Zhijin think he is? He is just a guy who relies on his father and grandfather. Pagoda Master Qin relied on his own strength to become Star Traveling Pagoda's Pagoda Master. Moreover, he is also a venerable master. He even helped our 100 Pagoda sect repel Dragon sect. This voice is very familiar to Qin Yun. Lowly person Murong. Xiao Yuanmei said with low laugh. This is indeed Murong Daren's voice. Murong Daren flew down from the sky. He is very handsome. He is wearing an incomparably flirtatious pink, magnificent clothing. The folding fan in his hand flickered with light rays that can blind a dog's eyes. The ornaments on his body, such as the jade crown on his head, the buckles on his belt, pendants, and boots, all of them are glittering with light. They are very exaggerated. Those people who say that Fang Zhijin is very awesome are all short-sighted people. Pagoda Master Shun has great potential. If he becomes peak martial emperor, he will be able to refine king tools and even half-immortal tools. Flame Sun Heavenly Mountains people are begging him to give runes to them like dogs. Murong Daren chuckled loudly and ridiculed loudly. Behind him is a small and thin bald youth. There's a black flame on top of this bald youth's head. He is precisely Hong Yin. You. Who are you? Fang Zhijin asked in cold voice. Apparently he is also intimidated by Murong Daren's dazzling clothes. I am Murong Daren. Murong Daren's voice is filled with arrogance. Murong family's people. Fang Zhijin narrowed his eyes. Murong Daren is neither admitting nor denying. He only laughed heartily and said, What? Do you look down on Murong family's people? Murong Yue, Murong Changwu, and Murong Tianjia are all here. They looked at each other in dismay, because their Murong family does not have such a person. Murong Daren walked towards Xie Wufeng with smile and said, Boss Xie, long time no see. I did not expect that so many things would happen as soon as I came back. Fang Zhijin coldly groaned and said, Murong family will be finished sooner or later. Wait until old man Murong crosses tribulation. Let's see if your Murong family can still be so arrogant. Qin Yun feels that Murong Daren is very shameless. He is actually pretending to be Murong family's people. But this way, no one will dare to bully him. Yi Yaoxue can also see that Murong Daren and Qin Yun's relationship is very good, because Qin Yun also calls Xie Wufeng Boss Xie. Shen Beijian walked on a large battle stage and invited Flame Sun Heavenly Mountains people to inspect the formation of the battle stage together. Magic tools are not allowed to be used during the battle. If a magic tool is used during the activation of the formation, there will be a great movement and it can be detected. Now Flame Sun Heavenly Mountains people are testing whether the formation is normal or not. After the testing, both sides agreed on the rules. Then the disciples of both sides also walked on the battle stage. Yi Yaoshua's opponent is a short and thin man. He is a head shorter than Yi Yaoshua. This man's clothes are very ordinary. His appearance is very ordinary. From his expression, it can be seen that he is a very calm and collected person. Xiao Yuanmei took out her small mirror and looked at the man and Yi Yaoshua. Xiao Yuanmei's expression slightly changed, and she immediately pulled Qin Yun's clothes. Brother, what is going on with big sister Ye's martial spirit? Xiao Yuanmei asked through sound transmission. My mirror is completely red. I cannot see her martial spirit. I will discuss this with you later. Can you see the martial spirit of that man? Qin Yun asked. I can. That man from Flame, Sun, Heavenly Mountain has two black martial spirits. Both of them have totem, Black Thunder, totem martial spirit, and Black Wolf, totem martial spirit. Xiao Yuanmei said through sound transmission. After Qin Yun found out, he immediately sent sound transmission to Yi Yaoxue and informed her of the situation. Yi Yaoxue also made some preparations after learning of the situation. Lei Lang, you are a peak martial emperor, and that little girl is merely a late-stage martial emperor. If you lose to her, even if we don't punish you, you won't have any face to see people in the future. Su Luan said with smile, I will surely win. Even if the one standing in front of me is a first tribulation half-immortal, I will still win. Lei Lang's voice is very calm as he looked at Yi Yaoxue. Flame Sun Heavenly Mountains people are indeed very dreadful. Their calmness is not something that those proud and arrogant youngsters can compare with. I have seen bragging, but I have never seen someone bragging like you. First tribulation, half-immortal? If I were a peak martial emperor, I would be able to defeat you with one hand. Yi Yaoxue said with sneer. Those who are arrogant in front of me have never won. The arrogant one is you. You don't know anything about our Flame, Sun, Heavenly Mountains inheritance. Lei Lang indifferently said, although I don't cultivate the strongest flame cultivation technique of Flame, Sun, Heavenly Mountain, if I want to defeat you, it will be as easy as turning my palm. Are 9 Sun sects very strong? A great master from Golden Sun sect lost to our star, traveling pagoda's pagoda master. Yi Yaoxue said with sneer. You look just like that great master from Golden Sun sect. Lei Lang said with faint smile. Golden Sun sect is Golden Sun sect. Flame, Sun, Heavenly Mountain is Flame, Sun, Heavenly Mountain. Although there are only 8-9 Sun sects left, any one of our sect can flatten you in 3 days. Shun Beijian opened the barrier and warned Yaoxue repeatedly not to underestimate the enemy. He rang a large bell, and the battle began. Yi Yaoxue has fought countless times on this stage and won every time. And this time is her first battle since she became late-stage martial emperor. She is very confident. All the disciples and elders of 100 Pagoda sect want to see how strong Yi Yaoxue is now. Flame Sun Heavenly Mountains people all have in different expression. They don't have the least bit of interest. Apparently they believe that Lei Lang will win. Yang Chongtian and Zhang Rong are among the people of Flame Sun Heavenly Mountain. They are looking at Yi Yaoxue with disdain. They know how strong Lei Lang is, so they are certain that Yi Yaoxue will lose. Yi Yaoxue is using a very mysterious power. It is a kind of red power with many white threads inside. She is not underestimating her enemy at all. She released that red heavenly rune power from the very beginning. It overflowed her body and released a very strong and fierce aura. After Lei Lang sensed Yi Yaoxue's heavenly rune power, a trace of alarm flashed through his calm expression. At this time, Yi Yaoxue shot out countless red palm images which followed a burst of gale and rushed over. Chapter 1002. Proud Wolf Hunter Pagoda Yi Yaoxue did not expect that her opponent would defend like this. While she is apprehensive, her palms overflowed with even more intense red light, making it look like a pair of huge red light wings appeared on her body. She vigorously flapped her red light wings and shot out a burst of red lightning towards Lei Lang's Black Thunder and Lightning Wall. Lei Lang's mouth curled up into a sneer seeing this. His Black Thunder and Lightning Wall suddenly let out a sharp hissing sound and shot out black lightning to meet Yi Yaoxue's red lightning. Black and red lightning collided, giving off bursts of explosions and flashes. In a short while, the battle stage has been enveloped by black energy and red light. Yi Yaoxue and Lei Lang cannot be seen clearly. All that could be heard was a series of loud noises. Azure, thunder, brilliant sun. This is a king-level upper-grade martial art, and Lei Lang has also cultivated it to perfection. An old man from Flame Sun Heavenly Mountain said with smile and nod. His eyes are filled with fondness as he looked at the battle stage. Old Xiao, Lei Lang has mastered at least 2 king-tier martial arts, right? Lei Lang is a natural-born martial arts genius. He is 3,000 years old this year. If he only mastered 2 king-tier martial arts, wouldn't he have lived for 3,000 years in vain? Old Xiao's face is filled with arrogance as he said with smile. He has mastered 4 king-tier martial arts. Moreover, he has mastered them to perfection. 100 Pagoda sect people are extremely amazed hearing this. Many of them even cried out in alarm in low voice. King-tier high-quality martial arts are not many to begin with. Moreover, Lei Lang has mastered 4 and mastered them to perfection. How dreadful is this? Beast King's Claw. A huge wolf claw suddenly appeared on the battle stage. The wolf claw has totem runes on it. It is releasing a very strong beast power, causing people to feel very dreadful. Roar! Lei Lang suddenly clawed at Yi Yaoshua. The huge wolf claw swept over with savage beast power. Yi Yaoshua suddenly jumped up and dodged the wolf claw, sweeping over. Running? Lei Lang clawed at the sky. The transformed huge wolf claw released a large amount of black lightning. At the same time, the huge wolf claw swept over. Countless black lightning hacked down and covered half of the battle stage. Yi Yaoshua has nowhere to hide unless she goes to Lei Lang's side. But if she goes near Lei Lang will definitely attack ferociously. Beast King's Claw is also a king-class martial skill. Ha ha ha. Old Xiao laughed heartily and said, Lei Lang has grasped it pretty well, worthy of being my disciple. Don't be arrogant. A red light flashed on Yi Yaoshua's delicate body, and a pair of huge red flame wings appeared on her back. The flame wings wrapped her up like a shell. Boom, boom, boom. The huge wolf claw brought along a ferocious berserk thunder and landed on Yi Yaoshua's body, causing a series of energy collision explosion. Yi Yaoshua, who is wrapped in red flame wings, was smashed to the ground, causing the battle stage to violently tremble. Qin Yun's brows are tightly creased because the flame wings released by Yi Yaoshua are very familiar to him. They are clearly the flame wings of the 9th Heaven Xian Sparrow. She bestowed heavenly runes to Hong Meng Shu and the others when they were cultivating together. As for herself, she had also obtained the totem patterns of Hong Meng Shu and the other girls. Her ability to use totem is still not very proficient. If she can comprehend totem martial skills in the future, she will surely be very dreadful. From the looks of it, Lei Lang is a bit stronger than her. Let's see how she deals with him. Ling Yuner said. After Yaoshua was smashed to the ground, she hastily flipped over and jumped up. She spread her arms, and a red light ball suddenly shot out from her chest. A blood-red berserk dragon roared and shot out from the red light ball. Hearing this dragon roar, everyone is startled. Especially 100 Pagoda sect people. They are very familiar with Yaoshua, but they have never seen her use this kind of martial skill. The mighty red dragon seems to be formed from many runes. Many inscription masters present cried out in alarm. It is Dragon Totem. How can she easily use Dragon Totem power? Could it be that she has Dragon Totem martial spirit? Very strong. Lei Lang is amazed in his heart and said in deep voice, So what if it is a dragon? Today I will slay a dragon. His eyes suddenly turned red. In the blink of an eye, black fur appeared on his body, and he transformed into a black werewolf. His entire body is emitting black energy and black lightning. His aura has also become extremely strong. After transforming into a werewolf, Lei Lang's speed is incomparably fast. He ferociously jumped up and in a flash appeared on the red dragon's head. Soon after, he ferociously stomped on the red dragon's head and released black lightning. Rumble! Roar! Lei Lang very vigorously stomped on the red dragon's head and released black lightning power to tear apart the red dragon's head. Hoo-hoo! The red dragon condensed from energy dispersed in a flash and turned into a burst of red chaotic flow that scattered all over the battle stage. Lei Lang destroyed Yi Yaoshua's red dragon totem, causing everyone to cry out in alarm. Old Xiao proudly smiled and said, Tyrannical wolf technique. It can turn one into a formidable werewolf and possess a formidable beast body. This king-tier high-quality martial art is specially created for people with wolf martial spirit. Lei Lang's red eyes are filled with malice as he stared at Yi Yaoxue. His eyes are filled with dense, killing intent and brutal light. Yi Yaoxue shivered in her heart. She feels that this is the strongest martial emperor she has ever met. Lei Lang's body flickered and appeared behind Yi Yaoxue. His wolf claws suddenly became very big and grabbed towards Yi Yaoxue. A burst of black lightning filled with ferocious astral baleful aura covered the sky above the battle stage. This dreadful aura caused Yi Yaoxue to be horrified in her heart. She suddenly shouted. Her delicate body rotated and suddenly transformed into a huge red tornado. Red Dragon and Ninth Heaven Xian Sparrow coiled around the red tornado, issuing dragon roar and bird cry, as if breaking dry weeds and smashing rotten wood. Lei Lang's black lightning and huge wolf claws were torn to shreds in the blink of an eye. This caused the expressions of flame, sun, heavenly mountains, elders to become grave. Qin Yun is earnestly watching. He can also see flickering heavenly runes inside the tornado. Dragon Totem and Ninth Heaven Xian Sparrow Totem perfectly fused with the heavenly runes and released even more formidable power. Her heavenly runes are truly mystical. It seems like they can fuse with any totem runes. Qin Yun is pondering in his heart how to properly utilize these mystical heavenly runes. After Yi Yaoxue cultivated together with Qin Yun, Hong Mengshu, and other women, she benefited greatly. Especially in the aspect of martial spirits, there's been a great change. It was only because something rather embarrassing had happened when they were cultivating together that she did not dare to mention it to Qin Yun. Now, while fighting, Yi Yaoxue suddenly thought of using this newly born power. After Lei Lang was sucked in, his body suddenly trembled and he let out a fierce roar. His small and frail body suddenly inflated. Divine ability power, Shen Beijian said in deep voice. 100,000 thunder. Lei Lang's eyes flickered with red light. His whole body is curled up with berserk black lightning. Gale burst on the battle stage. Boom, boom, boom. A large amount of black lightning blotted out the sky and covered the earth, attacking Yi Yaoxue from all directions. Even through the barrier of the battle stage, everyone can feel the dreadful divine ability power. Everyone opened their eyes wide, looking at the battle stage filled with berserk energy. They are very apprehensive in their hearts. Yi Yaoxue's red tornado also sucked in Lei Lang at this time. Before Lei Lang was sucked in, he released 100,000 thunder and was also sucked in. The red tornado turned red and black in a short while. The berserk thunder and lightning and Yi Yaoxue's heavenly rune power mutually destroyed each other. And Lei Lang is being ravaged by the berserk tornado and is unable to resist. Shen Beijian's expression became grave. He said with frown, "This won't do. Both sides are competing in power. Lei Lang's power is more vigorous than Yi Yaoxue's. If this goes on, something bad will happen." Yi Yaoxue is very young. Moreover, she's a late-stage martial emperor. Lei Lang is a peak martial emperor and has lived for 3,000 years. Yi Yaoxue being able to persist until now is something that those young disciples of Flame, Sun, Heavenly Mountain admire. Boom! The tornado on the battle stage suddenly collapsed, and Yi Yaoxue was sent flying. Although Lei Lang has been sucked in, he released a formidable divine ability power, allowing him to control the divine ability power and tear apart Yi Yaoxue's power. Yi Yaoxue was shaken and crashed into the barrier. Lei Lang released 100,000 thunder and lightning. There is still a lot of energy left. Black lightning like ferocious black vipers attacked Yi Yaoxue from all directions. Yi Yaoxue was sent flying just now, and her body is filled with injuries. She did not have enough time to react and was hit by the lightning. A burst of thunderclap resounded, and Yi Yaoxue's furious scream could be heard. "Senior sister, quickly concede," Qin Yin loudly roared. Hearing Qin Yun shout, Yi Yaoshue clenched her teeth and shouted, I concede. Lei Lang stopped attacking and took back the divine ability power. Being able to take back the remnant power of the divine ability power. This is a high level of power control. Yi Yaoshue's body is covered with cuts and bruises. She landed on the ground and found it hard to stand steadily. After the barrier opened, Qin Yun, Shun Beijian, and Granny Star rushed over. Shun Beijian poured in his vigorous power to stabilize Yi Yaoshue's injuries. Qin Yun took out a healing talisman and placed it on Yi Yaoshue's body. Yi Yaoshue's injuries are very serious. She can't even open her eyes and lost consciousness. Lei Lang said with sneer, This woman indeed has some skill. No wonder she is so arrogant. If she was a peak martial emperor, I would not have one so easily. He said this because he recognizes Yi Yaoshue's strength. Although Flame, Sun, Heavenly Mountains people are cheering, they are secretly shocked by Yi Yaoshue's power. A late-stage martial emperor actually managed to put Lei Lang in such a difficult situation. It must be known that Lei Lang is a super genius who can defeat First Tribulation half-immortals. Lei Lang is standing on the battle stage. His clothes are very tattered. Many scratches can be seen. They were caused by Red Dragon and Ninth Heaven Xian Sparrow inside the tornado. Old Xiao, it seems like Lei Lang has not been injured for a very long time. Su Luan said with frown. That Yi Yaoshue is indeed very awesome. She managed to grow to this stage in a trash sect like 100 Pagoda sect. It can be clearly seen that she has great potential. If she was in our Flame, Sun, Heavenly Mountain, she would have become someone like Lei Lang. Lei Lang has indeed not been injured for a very long time. Old Xiao nodded and said, This is all because of Lei Lang's carelessness. Shen Beijian looked at Fang Zhijin and said, Fang Zhijin, you will fight the second round, go. As long as Flame, Sun, Heavenly Mountain is willing, Lei Lang can fight the second round. Fang Zhijin is the #1 martial emperor of 100 Pagoda sect. Now all the disciples of 100 Pagoda sect are very expectant. They hope that Fang Zhijin can go up and defeat Lei Lang. Fang Rutian said, We won't go up. Lei Lang did not use his full strength just now. If Zhijin goes up, the result can be foreseen. It is not that we are afraid. We must face the reality. Zhijin is a peak martial emperor. If his injuries are too serious, it will affect his tribulation and he will die. Fang Zhijin actually cowered. This caused all the disciples of 100 Pagoda sect to feel very ashamed. The #1 martial emperor is actually stage fright. At the same time, many older generation people also express that they don't want their peak martial emperor juniors to go up. If they lose, the only one who will suffer is Qin Yun. Therefore, in order to ensure that their juniors won't be injured, they all refused. I will go, Xiao Wufeng suddenly said. Chapter 1003. Totem Assist, Boss Xia, you shouldn't go up. If I lose, I lose. Qin Yun looked at the unconscious Yi Yaoshue. He is very worried about Xiao Wufeng and let out a long sigh. Even if Flame, Sun, Heavenly Mountain obtained the complete set of Mysterious Penetration Dao Talisman, they would not be able to make a true Mysterious Penetration Dao Talisman. Xiao Wufeng looked at Lei Lang and said in low voice, I want to give it a try. I want to fight with the strong, so that I can become stronger. Just now, Senior Sister Yi injured him and consumed his energy. My chances of winning are still very high. He looked at Shun Beijian, who nodded. Shun Beijian didn't oppose him going out to battle. In fact, he was very supportive of it because the sword Dao he cultivated was like this. When facing a powerful enemy, he absolutely couldn't cower. Lei Lang was indeed injured. Just now, he had consumed a lot of energy. However, he could still fight. Fang Zhijin stood at the side and mocked. You overestimate yourself. Everyone can see how serious her injuries are. You will only be asking for trouble if you go up. Fang Rutian also said, Shun Beijian, don't let your disciple risk his life for the sake of face. If there is any mishap, it will damage his foundation, and he might even be crippled. After seeing the disappointed expression of the 100 Pagoda sect's disciples, they felt somewhat ashamed. If no one went up on stage, it would be fine. However, this Xiao Wufeng was only an initial stage martial emperor. Yet he volunteered to fight the Lei Lang. With such a comparison, everyone felt that Fang Zhijin was a coward. Xiao Wufeng said, I'm just going up to give it a try. If the difference in strength is really big, I'll come down immediately. Flame Sun Heavenly Mountains people are now hissing and jeering at 100 Pagoda Sect disciples for being spineless. This caused 100 Pagoda Sect disciples to look down on Fang Zhijin even more. He doesn't even dare to attack. Su Luan said, rest for an hour, then proceed to the next round. The reason why he asked Lei Lang to rest was to let Lei Lang recover from his injuries. Shen Beijian saw this and shouted, no, we have to start now. Su Luan said with sneer, we are giving you time to prepare. Let you seniors discuss how to deal with Lei Lang. Pagoda Master Shun, you should just give up and admit defeat. Xiao Wufeng is a rare genius sword cultivator. Could it be that you want to see him destroyed on the arena? Fang Rutian spoke in a low voice. It's extremely irresponsible of you to let your disciple take such a risk. If Xiao Wufeng doesn't compete, then 100 Pagoda Sect's disciples won't laugh at Fang Zhijin anymore. Xiao Wufeng said, if we don't try, how will we know if we can win? Fang Zhijin said with a sneer, Xiao Wufeng, you won the first match, but will you win the second? My grandfather said that Flame Sun Heavenly Mountain has several people like Lei Lang. His grandfather is Yang Chongtian. He has already become a member of Flame Sun Heavenly Mountain. When everyone heard Fang Zhijin's words, they could not help but suck in a breath of cold air. Flame Sun Heavenly Mountain actually has several peak martial emperors like Lei Lang. I'm not going up to win. I'm going up to challenge my limits. Xiao Wufeng said coldly. Only this way can I become stronger. I've been doing this for many years. To me, this is a form of cultivation. Xiao Wufeng's attitude is very resolute, causing Fang Zhijin and Fang Rutian to curse him in their hearts. Shen Beijian laughed loudly and said, Fang Rutian, your grandson is a coward. Why are you trying to instigate others to be cowards? Just properly watch from the side. Fang Zhijin said in a very bad mood, Humph, you only know how to play the hero. If you die, you'll be worse than a coward. Qin Yin said, Fang Zhijin, I will bet with you. Boss Xie will surely win. Let's bet 100 high-quality Regent Origin Stones and sign Pagoda Beast contract. How about it? Xiao Wufeng frowned hearing this and said, You an old boy, don't bet. Fang Zhijin laughed loudly and said, Qin Yun, even your boss Xie doesn't have the confidence to win, and you do? All right, I will bet with you. Qin Yun glanced at Fang Rutian and saw Fang Rutian nodding his head. 100 high-quality Regent Origin Stones is not a small amount. Boss Xie, if you win, I will give you 50. Qin Yun said with smile and signed Pagoda Beast contract with Fang Rutian. Qin Yun, I know what you're trying to do. You're trying to pressure Xiao Wufeng and arouse his latent potential. However, your actions are very stupid and completely useless. Not only will you lose Regent Origin Stones, Xiao Wufeng might even die. Fang Rutian burst into laughter after signing the Pagoda Beast contract. Everyone present was shocked when they learned about the bet that Qin Yun had made. Everyone can see that Xiao Wufeng will not be able to win if he goes up to fight. He will only be able to regain a bit of face. Otherwise, people will say that no one from 100 Pagoda Sect dares to go up and fight. Even Xiao Wufeng is treating it as a challenge to his limit. Fang Zhijin said with sneer, Xiao Wufeng, if you defeat Lei Lang, I will hand over my first rank title to you. But it is impossible for you to do so. Even though Yi Yaoshue's late-stage martial emperor, she is still not my match. And your strength is at most equal to Yi Yaoshue. You might even be weaker than her. You could defeat Lei Lang? That is simply a joke. Fang Rutian laughed loudly and said, Xiao Wufeng, you should be clear about this, right? But now you are truly going all out because your brother bet 100 Regent Origin Stones on you. Ha ha ha. Originally, you only wanted to put on a show and show off. But now, That stupid brother of yours actually believes in your strength. He even bet 100 Regent Origin Stones with us. Ha ha. Yang Chong Tian shook his head and laughed. 100 Pagoda Sect's biggest winner this time is Fong Rutian. Zhang Rong said, "This guy Qin Yin is still too young. He is easily muddle-headed because of brotherly affection." Xiao Wufeng's brows are tightly wrinkled. The pressure is not small at all. "Boss Xia, release your origin sword." Qin Yin faintly smiled and said, "I will help you." This. Xiao Wufeng is somewhat doubtful, but he still did as told and took out his origin sword. Origin sword is condensed from the fusion of Dao core and martial spirit. Xiao Wufeng cultivated his origin sword at a very young age and became a sword cultivator. It means that he is very talented in this aspect. Qin Yin took out mental resonance Xian pen and said, "I will carve sword totem for you. There should be enough time." "Old boy, you have sword totem?" Xiao Wufeng doesn't dare to believe it. His hand is slightly trembling while holding his origin sword. It seems like he is very excited. Shun Beijian, Shun Jiujian, as well as Divine Sword Pagoda's elders are all emotionally moved hearing Qin Yun's words. Fong Rutian and Fong Jijin are also extremely shocked. They are looking at Qin Yun with wide open eyes. Carving sword totem on origin sword, this requires very high level of spirit refining and tool refining skill to dare to do it. Pagoda Master Qin. Directly carving sword totem on origin sword, will it work? I have never heard of this kind of method. Shin Beijian asked in bewilderment. Rest assured, there will be no problem. Qin Yun laughed. Old boy, come." Xiao Wufeng firmly held his sword hilt and extended his sword towards Qin Yun. Qin Yun wants to carve sword totem on Xiao Wufeng's origin sword. This caused a great commotion among Flame, Sun, Heavenly Mountains people. Su Luan, Old Xiao, Yang Chongtian, and Zhang Rong also shamelessly flew over. They want to see with their own eyes whether or not this is true. Qin Yun's mental resonance, Xian, pen released a ball of light that enveloped his hand and pen tip. He is currently carving sword totem like a dragon and snake. Yang Chongtian is watching from the side and said in low voice, "I heard that Qin Yun is also a soul refining master." Suluan said with frown, "Soul refining inscription master. This kind of guy is very rare. Our Flame, Sun, Heavenly Mountain has been in spirit desolate for so many years, but we only have 3 of them. This brat Qin Yun is indeed a genius." Zhang Rong cursed in low voice. Exactly how did he learn this skill? Shin Beijian and others surrounded Qin Yun and Xiao Wufeng to protect them from any disturbance. At the same time, they are also looking at Qin Yun and Xiao Wufeng in amazement. Martial spirit is an important part of a martial artist's energy. If he could evolve his martial spirit, then he would be able to make a martial artist stronger. There are several ways to evolve a martial spirit. The most common way is to increase the rank of a martial spirit. For example, purple gold martial spirit can evolve into black martial spirit. This can be done without the help of a soul refining master. Another way is to fuse martial spirit. This requires the help of a soul refining master. This can allow a martial artist to obtain 2 martial spirits or multiple attributes. And after obtaining this kind of martial spirit, the amount of resources consumed will be even higher. Finally, and most difficult, carving runes or totems on the martial spirit. This requires soul refining inscription masters to accomplish. If the martial spirit itself is very strong, then carving runes or totems on it will allow the martial spirit to evolve again. Now Qin Yun is carving totems on Xiao Wufeng's origin sword. Moreover, it is a sword totem corresponding to sword Dao. This way, Xiao Wufeng will be able to obtain even stronger power. What caused people to feel even more dreadful is that Qin Yun only needs 1 hour to carve sword totem. This guy, how the hell did he do it? Carving totems takes a very long time, let alone carving them on a martial spirit. Su Luan said, "Maybe he is in a hurry and carve totems on a martial spirit." Zhang Rong said, "Totem and inscription are different. If the finesse is poor, then it will be impossible to form totem and will fail halfway. Old Xiao's expression is somewhat grave. If he succeeds, then Lei Lang has met his match. Shin Beijian and others are very excited because Sword Totem is exactly what they need. It will allow their power to increase even further. Someone said in low voice, Qin Yun can carve totems or runes on other people's martial spirit as he wishes. How dreadful is his martial spirit? This is also the question many people are thinking. Qin Yun's martial spirit is certainly not simple. Yang Chongtian and Zhang Rong are now feeling very regretful in their hearts. If they had good relationship with Qin Yun and he carved runes or totems on the martial spirits, their power would have increased by a lot. 1 hour passed by. Qin Yun let out a long sigh and put away the mental resonance Xian pen. He finished carving Sword Totem in one go. Chapter 1004. The sword in the wolf Shin Beijian's gaze was as sharp as a sword. His eyes flickered with pleasant surprise as he said with a smile, "Success." However, no one sensed anything, because everyone felt that if they succeeded, there should be some kind of sign. Xia Wufeng laughed and said, "Yin, old boy, I won't let you lose 100 Regent Origin Stones. I believe you can win," Qin Yun said with a smile. Xia Wufeng walked onto the stage. He was much more confident than before. Su Luan and others also returned to Flame Sun Heavenly Mountain side with shock. On the other hand, Fong Rutian and Fong Jijin were worried. When she woke up, her face was pale and haggard without any color of blood. She was not surprised to learn that Qin Yun could carve totem runes on his martial spirit. She had seen Hong Meng Shu and the others' martial spirits before, and they had all been refined by Qin Yun. Shun Beijian arrived behind Qin Yun and said with smile and low voice, "Pagoda Master Qin, after this matter is over, can you carve sword totem runes on my origin sword? The reward will be negotiable." Then, a few elders from the Divine Sword Pagoda also came to register and make reservations. Qin Yun also defeated them straightforwardly. After all, the rewards they gave were definitely not small. The pagoda masters of the other pagodas also wanted to come over to register and make reservations. However, when they realized that they did not have much of a relationship with Qin Yun, they did not dare come over. After Xia Wufeng stepped onto the stage, the barrier slowly opened up. Lei Lang also knows that Xia Wufeng's origin sword has a sword totem, but he is still not afraid. It's hard to find a sword cultivator opponent. Unfortunately, you are just initial stage martial emperor. I can't fight to my heart's content. While Lei Lang was speaking, many black hairs appeared on his body, and he turned into a werewolf. The black fur on his body jumped like black lightning. His red eyes were filled with ferocity. The most terrifying thing was his pair of sharp claws. They looked like powerful Dao artifacts. Xia Wufeng gently waved his hand, and a long sword appeared in his hand. It looked like an ordinary long sword. On the body of the sword, there were many faint totem carvings. If one did not look carefully, they would not be able to tell that they were totem carvings. Xia Wufeng's origin sword has successfully obtained sword totem runes. This can make his power even stronger. With me here, don't even think about winning. Lei Lang's hands surged with fierce lightning. As the bell rang, Lei Lang stood at his original position. He vigorously clawed with his claws and let out a long howl. 100,000 thunderbolts. From the very beginning, Lei Lang used his formidable divine ability. Boom, boom, boom. Black lightning instantly appeared on the stage. Countless black thunderbolts poured down from the sky like a storm and flashed in all directions, charging at Xia Wufeng. Xia Wufeng's eyes were cold. The origin sword in his hand suddenly flickered with a white light. The sword trembled and a crisp sword hum rang out, bringing with it a sharp sword aura that created a wave of sword shadows. Standing in place, Xia Wufeng waved his sword. Although it looked like he was casually waving it, countless sword images appeared, and sword chi whistled through the air like dragons as it slashed toward the 100,000 lightning bolts. 10,000 swords chopping heaven, Shin Beijian said with smile. This is my divine sword pagoda's king tier sword art. Hua hua hua. The The surging sword energy brought along a white light and slashed apart the 100,000 lightning bolts in a flash. Xia Wufeng and Lei Lang are still standing on the battle stage. However, the tyrannical energy on the battle stage has torn their clothes and left bloody scars on their bodies. Both of their strengths were actually on par with each other. 100 Pagoda Sect's disciples also started shouting and cheering for Xia Wufeng. Old Xiao's expression slightly changed. Xia Wufeng's power is actually a bit stronger than Yi Yaoshui's. Su Lin said with sigh. This is a rare genius sword cultivator. After his origin sword was carved with sword totem, his strength actually increased by so much. Lei Lang let out a long howl. His wolf claws suddenly flickered and became bigger, then vigorously attacked Xia Wufeng. This is a Beast King's claw. Boom! The battle stage shook after being hit by the claws, leaving behind several scratch marks. Xia Wufeng had already dodged to the side. Speed had always been his forte, and Lei Lang's speed is also very fast. When he was fighting against Yi Yaoshui, everyone saw how agile he is. In merely half a blink of an eye, Lei Lang jumped behind Xia Wufeng. His pair of sharp claws, like daggers, chopped towards Xia Wufeng. Xia Wufeng did not dodge. Instead, he quickly turned around and thrust his sword. Xiao! An ear-piercing sword cry echoed, causing people's hair to stand on end. Xia Wufeng swiftly thrust his sword intent condensed together and pierced forward. Everyone saw this sword. They're all shocked by its momentum. Even Lei Lang felt fear in that instant. His body also instinctively moved slightly to the side to avoid that terrifying sword strike. Shua! The sword pierced through Lei Lang's body. The ferocious sword intent directly tore apart a piece of Lei Lang's fur. Lei Lang let out a deep roar and quickly jumped back in fright. And Xia Wufeng's sword also swept over in extremely fast speed. Although Lei Lang jumped back to dodge, the sword energy released by the sword transformed into sword images that covered the sky. The sword intent is like raging sea and stormy sea, surging and roaring. Break for me! Lei Lang moved his claws and furiously roared. Heavenly thunder, dazzling sun. Thunder and lightning are like a waterfall, forming a thunder and lightning wall that blocked the sword intent. Xia Wufeng pointed his sword at Lei Lang and closely chased after him. He swiftly thrust with incomparably astonishing sword intent. It is as if his sword has locked onto Lei Lang. Rumble! The sword pierced through the thunder and lightning waterfall. The sword trembled. Energy spread all around and tore the thunder and lightning waterfall to pieces. Lei Lang was almost stabbed, but luckily he reacted in time. 100,000 thunder and lightning. After dodging that dangerous sword attack, Lei Lang used his divine ability again. Countless thunder and lightning fell down. Xia Wufeng lightly thrust his sword a few times and released countless sword energy, cutting light and breaking thunder. In a flash, the 100,000 thunder and lightning were destroyed. Everyone cried out in alarm. Initial stage Martial Emperor Xia Wufeng actually broke several of Lei Lang's powerful moves and even chased after him. The formidable aspect of sword cultivators is also displayed. Especially on this kind of battle stage, sword cultivators can use their origin sword. It is like obtaining a formidable weapon. It can increase their power by several times. Lei Lang's body is flesh and blood. Although it is formidable, it is not enough to contend against a sword cultivator's origin sword. Shin Beijian said with bright smile. Xia Wufeng's power has increased by at least one time. This sword totem's effect is very good. This caused many people to feel apprehensive in their hearts. Everyone thought it would only increase by 50%. They did not expect it to increase by 100%. Lei Lang also feels extremely sullen because Xia Wufeng's strength is not much weaker than him. Moreover, Xia Wufeng has a formidable weapon. His sword art is brilliant. His speed is very fast, causing him to be unable to approach him. He doesn't even dare to approach Xia Wufeng. Otherwise, he will be torn to shreds by Xia Wufeng's sword. Come out! Lei Lang roared. Suddenly, a few balls of black energy appeared on the battle stage. Then 3 mighty black wolves appeared. They are several meters long, covered in armor from head to toe. They are very ferocious and formidable. This is a summoning technique, a kind of divine ability. Those who possess black beast-type martial spirit, most of them have comprehended this kind of divine ability. Qin Yun said with frown, Boss Xie doesn't have any divine ability. He is at a disadvantage in this aspect. Lei Lang said in deep voice, You are very strong. You forced me into such a difficult situation. But today, the one who lost is you. Fang Rutian and Fang Jijin were very worried that Xie Wufeng would win, but now that they saw Lei Lang summon black wolves, they let out a sigh of relief. If Xie Wufeng won, they would have lost 100 Regent Origin Stones. Xie Wufeng's expression is incomparably grave. He is now fighting 1 against 4. Shun Beijian coldly groaned and said, If Xie Wufeng was a peak martial emperor, he would have exterminated you and those wolves within 10 moves. Lei Lang let out a deep roar. His eyes flickered with red light. Those 3 wolves rushed towards Xie Wufeng from all directions and spat out formidable black lightning from their mouths. And Lei Lang jumped into the sky and attacked Xie Wufeng on the ground with palm after palm, filled with dreadful black lightning. Xie Wufeng furiously shouted, I am the winner! 10,000 swords chopping heaven. Countless sword images violently flew and chaotically swept through the sky. Lei Lang did not resist. He joined hands with those 3 wolves and frantically attacked Xie Wufeng. Lei Lang furiously roared and released his power to the extreme. Boom boom! The formidable black lightning condensed by Lei Lang blasted apart Xie Wufeng's sword intent barrier and finally hit Xie Wufeng. After Xie Wufeng's barrier was destroyed, he suffered the joint attack of 3 wolves and Lei Lang. In the blink of an eye, he was submerged in black lightning. Everyone burst into an uproar. Xie Wufeng, who held the upper hand just now, is finally going to be defeated. Lei Lang is still unceasingly attacking. He controlled the 3 wolves to release their power with all their might and attack, without holding back. Because he is very clear about Xie Wufeng's power, if he does not take this opportunity to attack, he will be counterattacked by Xie Wufeng. Concede Xie Wufeng, Lei Lang loudly shouted. Boss Xie. Qin Yun firmly clenched his fists. He is also secretly worried. I will never concede. Xie Wufeng suddenly bellowed, and a large sword suddenly appeared. 100 swords suddenly became very large and broke through those unceasingly hacking down thunder and lightning. Die for me. The large sword pierced towards a wolf. Its speed is as fast as light and pierced through that wolf's body. Crash! A large amount of wolf blood sprinkled on the ground, and that wolf suddenly disappeared. Hoo! Under Xie Wufeng's control, the large sword pierced towards the other 2 wolves and killed them in an instant. What is even more dreadful is that this large sword is not transformed from Xie Wufeng's origin sword. Rather, it is condensed from Sword Totem. Xie Wufeng's origin sword is still in his hand. He is already holding it and rushing towards Lei Lang. Roar! Lei Lang is not able to dodge, and his right chest was pierced by Xie Wufeng. Boom! As soon as Lei Lang was pierced, he condensed his power and unleashed Beast King Claw to attack Xie Wufeng. Xie Wufeng's body was pierced by a few claws. He is now seriously injured. Crash! Xie Wufeng's origin sword trembled. Sword energy violently rushed out and poured into Lei Lang's body. Lei Lang screamed miserably. His body split open and overflowed with blood. I can see. Lei Lang let out a deep roar and also changed back to human form. Xie Wufeng withdrew his sword and retreated a few steps. His injuries are not light. Seeing the 2 seriously injured people on the battle stage, everyone became completely silent. Xie Wufeng, an initial stage martial emperor, unexpectedly defeated Lei Lang, who even Yi Yaoxue could not defeat. Both Xie Wufeng and Lei Lang are seriously injured. Flame Sun Heavenly Mountains people are the most shocked because they're very clear about Lei Lang's strength, and now he has been defeated by an initial stage martial emperor. 100 Pagoda Sect's disciples let out thunderous roars. They are celebrating Xie Wufeng's victory. Now each of us has won one round. There is still one more round to decide the winner and loser. Su Luan's expression is somewhat unsightly because not only did they lose one round, Lei Lang has also been seriously injured. 100 Pagoda Sect's disciples are now discussing among themselves who will go up for the third round. Xie Wufeng and Yi Yaoxue are very good at fighting. They are also not afraid, but they are seriously injured. Chapter 1005. I go. 100 Pagoda Sect's top-ranked martial emperors looked at each other, then looked at Xie Wufeng and Yi Yaoxue, who were seriously injured. Originally, they wanted to go up, but seeing how seriously injured Xie Wufeng and Yi Yaoxue are, they gave up on the idea. It must be known that Xie Wufeng and Yi Yaoxue are not peak martial emperors. They are not in a hurry to go through tribulation. So even if they're injured, they have enough time to recuperate. But peak martial emperors are different. If their tribulation suddenly arrives while they are seriously injured, it will be very dangerous. Apart from Yi Yaoxue, all the top 10 martial emperors are peak martial emperors, so they don't dare to take the risk. Moreover, even if they take the risk, they may not win. Shen Beijian looked at those peak martial emperors and said, "Is there anyone who wants to go up?" Those peak martial emperors promptly shook their heads. Qin Yin said, "If you want to go up, I will carve totem runes and make you stronger. So long as we win one more round, we will get 5,000 high-quality Regent Origin Stones every year. This is the last round. We cannot give up." Fang Zhijin coldly groaned and said, "If we win, your star-traveling pagoda will get 2,000 high-quality Regent Origin Stones. Moreover, even if Yi Yaoxue loses, Star-Traveling Pagoda will still get 1,000 high-quality Regent Origin Stones. This is not worth it." Qin Yin disdainfully looked at Fang Zhijin and said with sneer, "Coward, don't speak." Fang Zhijin is very angry, but he cannot say anything. Qin Yin looked at Fang Rutian and said, "We agreed before if Ba Xie wins, you will give me 100 high-quality Regent Origin Stones. Hand them over." Fang Rutian and Fang Zhijin are so angry that their teeth are itching. Their eyes are spewing fire. 100 high-quality Regent Origin Stones. This is not a small amount. However, Fang Rutian and Qin Yun signed a contract. They can only hand them over. Otherwise, they will lose their pagoda beasts. Fang Rutian and the others originally did not need to lose these Regent Origin Stones, who told them to find trouble and gamble with Qin Yun. Ha ha! They gifted Qin Yun 100 high-quality Regent Origin Stones for free, even if Qin Yun loses the runes for the mysterious penetration Dao talisman. It is not a big loss. Fang Rutian took out 100 Regent Origin Stones. This should be First Pagoda's resources, right? It must be. He must have embezzled First Pagoda's resources. Otherwise, how could he get so many high-quality Regent Origin Stones? A3. First Pagoda's disciples are truly pitiful to have such a pagoda master. The Regent Origin Stones that should have belonged to them were given to someone else. Pitiful fart. Even if these 100 Regent Origin Stones were not lost to Qin Yun, they would not fall into the hands of those disciples. They would surely be swallowed up by the upper echelons. Many people were whispering about the first pagoda. Everyone saw how Fang Rutian took out 100 Regent Origin Stones and gave them to Qin Yun with distressed expression. They can't help but rejoice in Qin Yun's misfortune. The first pagoda was no longer the same as before. With the suppression of the Divine Sword Pagoda, everyone was no longer afraid of the first pagoda. Shen Beijian said, "If a disciple wins the last round, his pagoda will get 2,000 high-quality Regent Origin Stones every year." Precious Dragon Pagoda's pagoda master said, "Star Traveling Pagoda, 2,000. Your Divine Sword Pagoda, 1,000. If you win the last round and get 2,000, don't tell me you won't split it among everyone." The corner of Shun Beijian's mouth is filled with sneer. He looked at Precious Dragon Pagoda's master and said, "You are not even putting in a bit of effort. At the crucial moment, all of you are cowering. Why should you get 1,000 Regent Origin Stones? Moreover, it is Pagoda Master Qin who is gambling with runes. If some of you were a bit more straightforward and let your disciples fight, I would not have said anything. But look at you now, no one dares to go up. We have not even won yet, and you're already thinking about dividends? Precious Dragon Pagoda's pagoda master became speechless. Even if we go up, we might not win. If we lose, Qin Yun will only lose runes, and our peak martial emperor genius disciples will be crippled. Our losses will be disastrous. Feng Retian said, "We are not going up. Even if you win, we will not care about your regent origin stones." Precious Dragon Pagoda's master also yelled, "Indeed, this is not our 100 pagoda sect's matter. It is only your divine sword pagoda and star traveling pagoda's matter. Even if we lose, our 100 pagoda sect's benefits won't be affected. Why should we risk our lives? Your star traveling pagoda and divine sword pagoda should go. This is your business. If we win the last round, we will get 2,000 high-quality region origin stones every year for 10 years. In total, we will get 20,000 high-quality region origin stones. This is indeed very attractive, but this is just daydreaming. How can it be so easy? Our 100 pagoda sect can't win the last battle. Pagoda Master Shun, Pagoda Master Qin, admit defeat and disperse." Flame Sun Heavenly Mountains people very proudly ridiculed 100 pagoda sect. Sulin laughed loudly and said, "Such a big 100 pagoda sect can't even gather 3 disciples. How can this kind of sect compete with our Flame Sun Heavenly Mountain?" Shin Beijian shook his head and sighed. "If we win the last round, no one would be willing to pay 20,000 high-quality Regent Origin Stones for 10 years. Feng Retian said, "If you have the ability, then go and take it. In any case, even if you win in the end, we won't be jealous of you. We won't even take your Regent Origin Stones." Pagoda Master Shun quickly arranged for the disciples to go up. Feng Zhijin laughed loudly and said, "Arrange for disciples to go up and look for cripples? Flame Sun Heavenly Mountains people are very angry now. The next disciple they send up will surely be stronger than the last one." Lei Lang lost earlier. This caused Flame Sun Heavenly Mountains people to be very unhappy. This time they will send up even stronger disciples. Everyone also repeatedly nodded, agreeing with Feng Zhijin's words. "You want to go up?" Shun Beijian looked at Divine Sword Pagoda's peak martial emperors and said, "Our Divine Sword Pagoda's disciples must not be afraid." "Pagoda Master, we can't win even if we go up. Is there any need to go up?" a youth said with frown, then shook his head. "Junior brother Xie and senior sister Yi are stronger than us. They're already like this. We have no chance of winning if we go up." Murong Tianjia said with sigh, "If necessary, I will go up. Even if I lose, I want to exchange a few moves with Flame Sun Heavenly Mountains experts." Shun Beijian nodded, helplessly sighed, and said, "All right, it is indeed very dangerous for peak martial emperors to go up. Tianjia, you should also be very careful." "I will go up," Qin Yun suddenly said. Everyone abruptly looked at Qin Yun. You're just a martial king. You want to go up and fight peak martial emperors this?" Shin Beijian promptly shook his head. "Don't go up," Su Luan loudly shouted after hearing this. "Qin Yun, you are just courting death. If you die, who will give me the runes?" Qin Yun took out a beast skin, handed it over to Shin Beijian, and said, "If I die, give this beast skin to them. It has the complete set of runes for Mysterious Penetration Dao Talisman." All the disciples of 100 Pagoda sect are completely stunned, because Qin Yun is very serious. "Shin Beijian, don't be stupid. Don't let him go up. He is a soul-refining inscription master," an old man yelled from among the crowd. "He is very important to our 100 Pagoda sect. Indeed, he is just a martial king. He is just courting death. Soul-refining inscription masters are very few. If he dies, who knows when our Xian domain will have another one." Qin Yun loudly said, "I am a martial emperor." Boss Xie defeated peak martial emperor Lei Lang as an initial stage martial emperor. I should also be able to defeat peak martial emperors. What? Martial emperor? This guy just entered 100 Pagoda sect not long ago. Back then, he was only mid-stage martial king. Now he is a fucking martial emperor in less than a year? Is he eating regent origin stones like rice? How can he break through so fast? This is impossible. He became initial stage martial emperor from mid-stage martial king in less than a year. This kind of cultivation speed must have been struck by tribulation thunder. 100 Pagoda sect's disciples immediately flared up. Qin Yin shook his head and smiled. He is indeed a martial emperor. He has also been struck by tribulation thunder. Flame Sun Heavenly Mountains people are also incomparably shocked. In terms of cultivation speed, the Nine Sun sects were definitely the fastest. However, Qin Yun's cultivation speed is many times faster than Heaven's. Su Luan and Old Xiao looked at Zhang Rong and Yang Chongtian in amazement. They saw that their faces are filled with shock. Then they nodded and said, "That brat just entered 100 Pagoda sect. His cultivation is indeed mid-stage martial king." At this time, someone from 100 Pagoda sect yelled. Xia Wufeng broke through very quickly. Yi Yaoxue also suddenly became mid-stage martial emperor. There is also that Kong Feiqing. She said that Qin Yun helped her become martial emperor. Those old men in Star Traveling Pagoda also broke through one after another after Qin Yun joined 100 Pagoda sect. He has mastered a secret technique to break through very quickly. Then we can't let him go up even more. What if he dies? It will be a great loss to our 100 Pagoda sect. He must have mastered some dreadful rune that can allow people to break through very quickly. While everyone is discussing in amazement, Qin Yun walked up to the battle stage. Xia Wufeng, Yi Yaoxue, Xiao Yuanmei, Murong Darren, and others did not stop him. They also did not say anything because they are very clear about Qin Yun's strength. Murong Darren said with smile, "Long time no see, Brother Yun. Now that I see him, I can see his true strength. I have chosen the right time." Then he loudly yelled, "Old boy Yun, I, Murong Darren, will be watching your battle. You will surely win. Rest assured, go fight." Ha ha ha. Shin Beiji originally did not want Qin Yun to go up, but he thought of something and said with smile, "Pagoda Master Qin is a soul-refining inscription master. His martial spirit must be very strong. Ha ha ha. Maybe he will win." Xiao Yuanmei lightly groaned and said, "If my brother can use equipment, that Lei Lang will die within 10 moves." Flame Sun Heavenly Mountains people also feel that the situation is somewhat thorny. Although Qin Yun is an initial stage martial emperor, Lei Lang lost to Xia Wufeng, who is also an initial stage martial emperor. Therefore, it is possible for an initial stage martial emperor to defeat a peak martial emperor. If Flame Sun Heavenly Mountain loses again, it will mean that their genius disciples are inferior to 100 Pagoda sect. At that time, they will lose all face and won't be able to raise their heads in front of other 9 Sun sects. Chapter 1006. World Extermination Spirit. Although Flame Sun Heavenly Mountains people are very amazed, they don't think much of it. The reason why Lei Lang lost to Xia Wufeng is because he underestimated Xia Wufeng. On the other hand, he was injured and consumed too much energy during the fight. Lei Lang was not in his best condition during the fight, so after losing to Xia Wufeng, he is very unwilling to accept it. Naturally, Lei Lang and Flame Sun Heavenly Mountains people also don't deny Xia Wufeng's potential. If Xia Wufeng was mid-stage or late-stage martial emperor, Lei Lang would have no chance of winning. 100 Pagoda sect nurtured Xia Wufeng. It is already very rare. Could it be that they can nurture 2 of them? Even if Qin Yun is very strong, he is not Lei Lang's match. He is an inscription soul refining master. He spends most of his time on inscription. We don't need to fear him. Old Xiao said. Flame Sun Heavenly Mountains people all nodded their heads. Each and every one of them had confident expressions on their faces. Su Luan and a few elders are discussing who to send on the stage. After a while, they have come to a decision. A youth wearing red and black clothes jumped onto the stage. This youth seems to be around 13 or 14 years old. His hair is tied up in a braid. His face is round. He looks young and immature. He has a delicate aura. His big eyes are filled with disdain as he looked at Qin Yun. Qin Yun is about 2 heads taller than this youth. It is like comparing a child to an adult. Flame Sun Heavenly Mountain's disciple is actually a youth. This caused 100 Pagoda Sect disciples to be very amazed. Su Xiaoba, don't underestimate your opponent. He is not easy to deal with. Su Luan said, Grandfather, rest assured, I will surely win. Lei Lang is so much older than me, but he still lost to me twice. This guy is only an initial stage martial emperor. Moreover, he is an inscription master. His battle prowess is definitely not that good. Su Xiaoba is very confident. His expression is filled with disdain as he looked at Qin Yun and said again, he is an inscription master. He must rely a lot on his equipment in battle. He can't use equipment in this kind of battle. He will surely lose. Qin Yun frowned, then used Extinction Spirit Eye to look at Su Xiaoba's martial spirit. At this time, Xiao Yuanmei sent sound transmission to Qin Yun. Brother, that little demon's martial spirit is not simple. I also can't see what it is. You should be careful. I wonder what martial spirit is. How can it be like this? Qin Yun is very doubtful. Let's put it this way. Didn't I use a mirror to look at Big Sister Ye's martial soul? My mirror is red, and when I looked at that little demon just now, my mirror is white. Xiao Yuanmei said, Yuanmei, you have past life's memories. You must be very experienced and knowledgeable. Do you know the reason? Qin Yun asked. This means Martial Xian Emperor Martial Spirit is his spirit. Big Sister Ye's martial spirit is red, and that little demon's martial spirit is white. As for what kind of martial spirit it is, I don't know. Xiao Yuanmei explained. Spirit is long, martial spirit. Xiao is, Qin is Xiao. Yun, spirit. Yun, next spirit. Xiao, Yun, spirit. Tian, Tian, spirit. Yun, Xiao. Xiao Yuanmei looked at Qin Yun and asked, Are you called Qin Xiao Yun or Qin Yun? Both are fine. Qin Yun laughed. Name is just a nickname. What is the name your parents gave you? Xiao Yuanmei asked again. Qin Yun. Qin Yun also feels that this Su Xiaoba is very funny. This Su Xiaoba is actually struggling with this problem. If you were called Qin Xiao Yun, I would have been lenient seeing that both our names have the word Xiao in it. But since you are not called Qin Xiao Yun, I will not be polite. Su Xiaoba said with sneer. Qin Yun is somewhat speechless. This Xiao Yuanmei is truly a child. Naturally, Xiao Yuanmei's cultivation is very high. He is a peak martial emperor. There are not many people in the 9 Sun sects who are peak martial emperors at such a young age. It can be seen that Xiao Yuanmei is very talented. Qin Yun looked at Shun Beijian and said with nod, I am ready, we can begin. Xiao Yuanmei promptly yelled, Don't start, I am not ready. If you are ready, tell me to start. I will first release the barrier. Shun Beijian said. Shun Beijian released the barrier. Xiao Yuanmei is walking on the battle stage. He is looking all around. Nobody knows what he is up to. In short, this youth is giving people a very strange feeling. Flame, Sun, Heavenly Mountains, people seem to be used to it. Only 100 Pagoda Sect's disciples are discussing this youth in low voice. Yang Chongtian doesn't know much about Xiao Yuanmei. He somewhat anxiously said, Senior Su, how strong is your grandson? This is not child's play. If he loses, he will have to pay 5,000 high-quality Regent Origin Stones to 100 Pagoda Sect every year. Su Luan chuckled and said, Xiao Yuanmei defeated Lei Lang twice. What do you think? I dare say that Xiao Yuanmei will be the youngest half-immortal in the history of our Flame Sun Heavenly Mountain. Old Xiao said, This brat's talent is very dreadful. Moreover, his martial spirit. His martial spirit is also very special. In Flame Sun Heavenly Mountain, he is ranked 3rd and Lei Lang is ranked 7th. 100 Pagoda Sect's disciples heard Old Xiao deliberately speak loudly and can't help but burst into commotion. Lei Lang is so strong, yet he is only ranked 7th. And this little demon, Xiao Yuanmei, is actually so much stronger than Lei Lang. Flame Sun Heavenly Mountain is ranked 3rd. The most dreadful thing is that there are 2 very strong martial emperors in front of Xiao Yuanmei. This kind of comparison shows the disparity between Hundred Pagoda Sect and Flame Sun Heavenly Mountain. Su Xiaoba very proudly said, "I am just too young, so I'm temporarily ranked third. Of course, I don't feel like fighting for first place, because I will become half immortal very soon. To me, martial emperor ranking is just a child's play." Qin Yun has been sensing Xiao Yuemei's aura. He wants to discover something from it, but he has not obtained anything. Ling Yuner said, "Xiao Yun, this little demon is taking so long to start. He must be waiting for people to praise him. This hateful wimpy brat, we must ruthlessly beat him up." Qin Yun also feels the same. He sent sound transmission to Yao Fong and asked, "Sister Yao Fong, how much do you know about Yuemei's mirror?" Yao Fong is very concerned about Xiao Yuemei and Xiao Yuelon. Their relationship is not ordinary. The one who understands her mirror the most is me. Even she herself doesn't know how awesome her mirror is. Yao Fong asked, "Why are you asking about this?" "Her mirror is white when probing other people's martial spirits. What does this mean?" Qin Yun is slightly startled in his heart as he asked. Yao Fong's tone suddenly became very astonished as she said with urgency, "White? Her mirror actually appeared white when probing other people's martial spirits." "Qin Yun, is that guy your opponent?" Qin Yun immediately realized that Xiao Yuemei's martial spirit is not simple. He reported the situation to Yao Fong. After Yao Fong heard, she said, "You only have 20% chance of winning." Qin Yun said, "Sister Yao Fong, what kind of martial spirit is that?" Yao Fong let out a long sigh and said, "That is not an ordinary martial spirit. That little demon must have the bloodline of Nine-Sun Imperial family. His martial spirit is bestowed by the sun. It is called World Extermination Spirit in Immortal Desolate. Naturally, this kind of martial spirit is very rare even among the Nine-Sun Imperial family. Nine-Sun Imperial family has 9 clans. Every 20 to 30,000 years, only one person with World Extermination Spirit appears in each clan." Qin Yun is secretly shocked after hearing this. He asked again, "What is the relationship between World Extermination Spirit and Nine-Sun World Extermination Scripture?" "It is greatly related. People with World Extermination Spirit can master Nine-Sun World Extermination Scripture even faster." Yao Fong said, "Qin Yun, don't act recklessly. If you take away his World Extermination Spirit, you will surely be destroyed." Yao Fong is worried that Qin Yun will try to take away the World Extermination Spirit. Qin Yun deeply inhaled a mouthful of air, then said to Shun Beijian, "Pagoda Master Shun, I have a matter to discuss with a friend." Hearing this, Su Xiaoba burst into laughter and said, "Are you afraid?" Flame Sun Heavenly Mountains people also burst into laughter. Fong Zhijin said with sneer, "Disgraceful thing." After the barrier disappeared, Qin Yun arrived beside Xiao Yuemei and sent sound transmission to her, telling her that he wants to borrow her mirror. Xiao Yuemei's mirror is very special. It is not a magic tool, but rather an origin sword. It can be used on the battle stage without any problem. Although she doesn't know what Qin Yun wants to do with it, she immediately lent it to him. That mirror is equivalent to half of her life. She trusts Qin Yun very much. After Qin Yun borrowed Xiao Yuemei's mirror, he placed it in the third pearl of Nine-Sun Divine Soul and handed it over to Yao Fong. "Sister Yao Fong, during the competition, I will see if I can find an opportunity to copy his World Extermination Spirit. If I can, I will be able to cultivate World Extermination Spirit." Qin Yun sent sound transmission to Yao Fong. Yao Fong is very excited and very happy after receiving Xiao Yuemei's mirror. She said, "Qin Yun, it doesn't matter if you lose, as long as you can copy the World Extermination Spirit. It is more valuable than any amount of Regent Origin Stones. Rest assured, although Yuemei's martial spirit is not as strong as World Extermination Spirit, the mirror can still record World Extermination Spirit." Su Xiaoba looked at Qin Yun and said with sneer, "I was worried to death. I thought you were going to run away." After Shin Beijian opened the barrier, Su Xiaoba yelled, "I am ready." Qin Yun nodded at Shun Beijian. Su Xiaoba clenched his fists. They overflowed with faint white light, and the battle stage began trembling. Shun Beijian is shocked. He rang the bell, and the battle began. As soon as the bell rang, Su Xiaoba let out a loud shout. The battle stage violently trembled and then burst open. Boom! The battle stage violently trembled and then burst open. The battle stage is several hundred meters wide. It is protected by a barrier. It has experienced many battles before, but it has not suffered any damage. But now, Su Xiaoba has destroyed it in a short while. Boom, boom, boom. What is even more dreadful is that the formation pillars around the battle stage also exploded one after another. Everyone abruptly jumped into the sky. The barrier protecting the battle stage has been destroyed in a short while. Qin Yun is the closest to Su Xiaoba. He is now extremely shocked. Su Xiaoba's power far exceeds his imagination. You're tuning in to the Warrior Lore YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.